Hello, Synsei Fam. Synsei Inc. here, and I am back with another episode of Anime Chat and Rap. We are at episode 9, and today I have probably my most special episode because it's all the homies. You know, never had all the homies on before, so this is going to be completely freelanced. I didn't write any topics down. We're just going to talk, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All these guys here are, you know, guys that I've spoken to quite a bit, minus Tyler. It's a new guy here, but I'm gonna let everyone introduce themselves now.
I'm the guy that doesn't belong. I'm Tyler Doe.
I'm Tyler Doe's enemy, Drizzt.
I'm Aofiji. I'm just some guy.
Facts.
Jonesy had to create Tyler Doe's lane. It's as Neji predicted, his destiny. He's here.
I'm JD Legend's replacement. That's all you need to know.
He is a bodega representative.
What's up? I'm Jagan, pretty new to the YouTube community, so just a young buck in here.
I'm Stebo, one half of the Stebo Game Boy YouTube channel.
Yo, I'm weak. Yo, Stebo, you gotta introduce yourself twice because there's two of y'all in the hangouts.
Well, that's because it's two niggas on the channel.
Oh man! Listen, I'm
gonna pretend like I planned that.
There's no way. There's no way I'm monetizing this. No way. No way. It's just not gonna happen. All right, guys. So first off, I have a versus battle question, you know, cross series question that got brought up in the group chat earlier. You know, most of us here are One Piece. I think all of us here are One Piece fans, actually. Well, except Drizzt. But
except Drizzt, you mean me? What are you talking about?
Oh wait, Glam's here. Oh no!
Shut up, Glam.
Shut up, Glam. You trying to rob my wave?
Don't take my clout.
All right. So, who do you guys think wins in a 1v1 fight? Gaara from Naruto Shippuden or Crocodile?
Oh.
Ooh.
Crocodile?
Yeah, Crocodile. That's
Yeah, niggas was saying chakra Saiyan, so he can't control it. But I'm like, I mean, it's still Saiyan.
It's
You know?
Because
this is the thing, right? This is my only question. Do you guys know if Gaara has any ceiling jutsu? Because if he does, then it's a different.
He does.
Right?
yeah, he used one in the war.
He
didn't
does.
Yeah, he has that
He
massive.
was one against Madara.
Yeah, but you see that sealing jutsu, it's a sand sealing jutsu, right? So how do you think that works against Croc? You think that ain't doing shit to him, right?
I feel like the answer is very
More
clearly.
me.
I feel like the answer is very clearly Gaara. If Crocodile is literally made of sand, Gaara can just do whatever he wants to him.
Well, I think it just comes down to who has more telekinetic control, like whose control is stronger of the Saiyan.
The answer is
So
Gaara.
at that point, you have to break it down, like who's done more in terms of like the actual strength of their
But
Saiyan.
how does Gaara even hurt him?
Yeah, exactly. Because Crocodile is a Logia, so are we assuming that all the spiritual energies kind of just like are one,
All right,
or does Gaara doesn't have
I think
hockey?
he needs to hurt him to win.
Listen, for
That's how I do it.
for this
the
type,
sake
yeah,
of
for this
crossword.
type of like versus battle debate type thing with One Piece Logia characters, like usually people just assume that whatever like power system they have can touch Logia.
I don't think he needs to hurt him to win.
Okay.
To be honest,
Yeah, I'd go with Gaara then if that's the case.
you can just ceiling jutsu him.
I was also
Matter if you can't hurt
Yeah,
him.
plus I feel like Gaara has more in his repertoire. Like I feel like
if
90% of
chakra counts as
Crocodile is
hockey,
like,
then I'll
ooh.
choose Gaara.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of how we do it, Drizzt. Because then that would just mean that like no Logia could be.
Well, that's why versus battles like usually never work out because like each system has
Exactly.
their own power.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's always a lot of stipulations that have to be made for like cross series at least. But I was just curious. I was just like, oh, two sand guys, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. So you guys are like, if we're going with he can't touch Logias, clearly Croc wins. But if we're letting Chakra touch Logias, you guys have Gaara.
I don't
Yeah.
think he needs to touch him to be able to win.
Yeah, because like Glam's saying, if he can seal him, then I can.
It doesn't matter. He can control all sand, period, which means he can control Crocodile's entire body, regardless if he can touch him or not.
But if
You
Crocodile
see the
controls
sealing
the-
jutsu, right? The sealing jutsu is sand, so don't you think Crocodile can like?
If he
morph
can just
into
put it
that?
on him, if he can just put it
Yeah.
on him by controlling the sand that he is made of, then he just wins by sealing him. He doesn't have to hurt him to win.
What does
If
the
Crocodile
ceiling even
control
do?
of
What
the
does
sand
what does
stronger,
ceiling
then he can
even
overcome
do?
that.
It traps you in there, but the ceiling jutsu
Yeah.
is made of sand.
It doesn't affect Crocodile.
Exactly. Yeah, it's sand, so he
It
can
It
just
doesn't
like,
do
walk
anything.
through
That
it.
doesn't not
It
gonna
just
hurt
stops.
Crocodile.
It just stops him from fighting.
That's what I'm saying. He wins by just
But
stopping
like,
him from
no,
fighting.
it's not gonna lock him out.
Yeah, it isn't. He can just morph through it
Wow,
because it's
man.
sand. It's like with Madara, I'm pretty sure it was Madara, he couldn't get out of it because it was like really tough. It was sand. It was a large quantity of sand. But with Crocodile, he can just morph into it.
Nah,
It's
I think
it's his
Gaara
element.
used it.
Could've swore he did,
Gaara
yeah.
used it on his dad, I believe.
He did use it on his dad.
Yeah,
Yeah, so if it works on him, then I'd
but it
assume
works
would
on Gaara's dad, so I would assume it would work on Croc.
Crocodile.
Yeah, if we're assuming that he can grab Crocodile and like hold him in that ceiling jutsu, I don't really think there's much of a contest. But that's a big assumption.
I also think
But Crocodile is sand. That's
if
that's
Crocodile is sand, then Gaara can literally just hold his hand up and then
True.
stop Crocodile from even moving ever. He just has to keep his hand there.
But is he always sand, or is he only sand whenever he turns into sand? You know what I'm saying?
Every time that they can just, when just something passes through them, you see that their body turns into that form, regardless if they're like consciously doing it or not.
True.
What for
The only
Logia
time that's
users?
For
the only
Logia
time it's not
users,
been the
yeah.
case was with
Are they just-
Smoker
are
and
they just
Luffy,
that
and that was a
element?
meme.
I never
You can
really,
make
I
them-
never
they can
always
make
wondered
them
about
just-
that. Like, are they just always that element? Like, is that?
I'm pretty sure it's. You have to activate it.
I've
Yeah,
always
yeah,
looked at
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I think
No,
you
I've
definitely
always
have
looked at
to
it that they are always made
Passive.
of
You think
that
they're
element.
passive?
Because
The thing is, I understand it's passive, but there's too many instances in the story where
It's not
like,
passive.
it has to be yeah.
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 I always
Smoker
looked
got
at it that
kicked
they're
through a wall,
always
so-
that they are always made of that element.
No,
not
from
they
what
always
I
are.
that can't be
Definitely
the
not.
case because they have regular human bodies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that they activate it, but
They
if you
got them
train hard
human
enough
bodies.
with your fruit, then you can make it to where like it's just a reaction naturally, like Ultra Instinct type shit.
Like the intangibility thing, I don't think
Yeah.
that's automatic at all. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard matchup. I'm definitely gonna say Gaara, but like
I'll say
not
Gaara
50.
because we're combining the systems.
I would
but-
also ask if you're including tailed beast stuff for Gaara as well.
Ooh.
Well, on Shippuden, he doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said Shippuden. That's true.
All right.
That's true.
All right. So, okay.
If he had
I had
Shukaku, he is low different him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. That's a
Low
whole
to mid.
different
Low to
jump.
mid.
Whole different jump.
It's definitely low. It's
All right, dope. So yeah, I had Gaara too, but I was just like, it gets like tricky because like Drizzt was saying, like the whole power system thing and like Logias and all that stuff kind of gets brought up. So it's like with stipulations in place, I think I have Gaara, but like if we're just going by like what is in the series, like Gaara doesn't have hockey, then like I would pick Croc clearly, but
I would say in literally every other aspect, but being able to hit Crocodile, Gaara is better for the most part.
yeah, I agree.
So if you're asking the question of who's more powerful,
Yeah,
it's
more
different.
powerful. More powerful. I think it's Gaara, but like in a 1v1 fight, you gotta like take into consideration the matchup.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, what do you guys feel about we've had this? Well, I've had this conversation with some other people, but I'm curious about how you guys feel about it. Like, how do you guys feel about like old gen anime and new gen anime, like in comparison? Do you feel like new gen anime like adds stuff that like old gen anime was lacking, or do you feel like it's the latter? Do you feel like old gen anime had more than what is currently being put out?
I feel like a lot of times the new gen stuff is just so heavily influenced by the old gen stuff, but then they just kind of try to make it faster pace in a lot of examples.
Yeah.
But I really like the fundamentals of the old stuff, like instilled in the new stuff. I feel.
I think the
So
biggest
what-
difference is the pacing.
What gens are we talking though? Because like new and old is hard to say.
Well, we're
Would you
talking
classify-
like, all right, Fiji. We're talking like Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop type shit, and then we're talking like My Hero, like Attack on Titan, like
Demon Slayer and stuff,
yeah,
okay.
stuff like that.
So where like the big
way
three
I
is
like
like
to
the
view it
middle
is
of
like
that.
it's post fairy tale and pre fairy tale because that's
Okay,
where it
yeah.
really seems like the separation is.
Yeah, that's facts. That's actually facts. Post
Yeah.
okay.
And then like the big three is kind of like technically now. I mean, we're in 2020, so I mean, I would assume they are old gen too. But I was talking more like 90s stuff. But like, I mean, if you want to compare it even to the big three stuff, you can technically.
Yeah, I would say it's hard because there are stuff in the new gen. The thing with anime is just production quality has increased so much that you can get some anime where the story might not hit as much as some of the older gen animes, but the quality of the production will carry it. and will make you love the series because of that.
Then
Amazing
again,
voice acting.
sometimes like bad production quality can slap. Like Great Teacher Onizuka, the dub for that one is like garbage, but I still love it because it's hilarious.
I feel that like I'm watching some old anime right now that have like that actually have pretty good production quality for their time, but it's still really good and stacks up to current anime. Like I'm watching Ippo right now. Ippo is awesome.
Yeah.
My general take on it is usually that 90s anime is just almost universally better than current stuff, because I just think that the art style that they use more often, whereas more that usual 2D hand-drawn style instead of more 3D CG stuff that they do nowadays, it just looks better, and it
the
lends
art
itself
style,
better
man.
to that style of media, I find.
I feel like
More
all
than
of
the
the
current
new
stuff.
animes look very similar, and not to say that the 90s stuff didn't look very similar, but man, there's just something good and nostalgic about the 90s stuff. Every time that I see like Yu Yu Hakusho, for example, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels good. This is.
I
really
recommend
great
people
animation.
just look at like older Gundam series, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that shit, like the way they animated that, it looks old with like the way like how it's drawn. But my god,
Yeah, like Evangelion 2, that's a series that was way ahead of its time when it comes to like directing and art. Like I love that
Bro,
series.
look at I'm sure you guys have seen Akira. Look at Akira.
Oh yeah.
Like that was like clearly ahead of its time. Like that was insane. Like, but for me, like the older stuff, like Yu Yu Hakusho type era, 90s type era, like it's just like a warmer feel for me, if that makes sense. Like I get like I feel more involved in the older stuff, as far as the stories and characters go. Like
Did
now,
you grow
when
up with that stuff or what?
yeah, I think that's a lot. That was just gonna say that. I think a lot of it has to do with me growing up and you
Exactly,
know, it being like the first things I'm watching and stuff like that. And now it's like with the new stuff, it's like I still like the new stuff, but like it's like for me, it's just like I'm always about the hype moments with the new stuff, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what cool thing's gonna happen next? Like what cool fight's gonna happen? How are they gonna, you know, how's production gonna be on this episode? Especially with like new stuff that I'm reading the manga for, because I'm like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna animate this. Like I'm always thinking that. So like with the new stuff, it's like kind of what Fiji was saying. It's big on I'm big on like production, like how's it gonna look. On the older stuff, I'm more involved in the story per se, and I feel like that changes, this is strictly me speaking on anime, because with manga I'm always invested in the story, if that makes sense. Like I'm always kind of invested in the story for the most part with manga, but like anime itself, sometimes it's like I'm here, like I'm conscious, I see what's going on, I'm invested in the story, but like not so heavily as I am in what it looks like and what like hype moments are happening.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're
like-
forgetting the most important detail, man.
What's that?
It's obviously that new gen's better because the old gen, all the girls were ugly. This
Yo, I
is
mean,
really not a discussion.
not whoa. Not all the old girls were ugly, bro.
It
All
killed me
the
when
character
people said,
designs were based on realism. That's ridiculous.
I don't know, man. Because like it's something about Kuwabara's sister, bro, that made me like, you know what I'm saying?
Shizuku.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what's up.
If I
Nah,
can't have
you
my
talking
big
about
deep
language.
waifus, then what's the point?
Hey, bro,
You
it's not
talking
all.
about language
See,
now.
see, oh, there's Steve-O. Here's
My
Steve-O go.
that old
Hey,
thing.
Steve-O,
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I'm saying, Steve-O?
She
You feel
pull
me?
up, she pull up wearing that cardigan, smoking that cigarette,
Oh God, oh
looking
God.
like she about to pull on that penis. Ooh,
Steve-O is different.
my
Talk to
goodness.
him, Pastor.
Bro, Steve-O and Sin know all about Shizuru, man. She hit different.
Uh-huh.
She the one.
Okay,
Even though
I'll
she had
say
a
this,
whack ass
alright?
romance in Dark Tournament, but whatever.
She tamed that evil nigga. What do you mean? Tamed him.
Tamed him. She tamed him, Steve-O.
How else do you do that without feminine wiles? She had everything that a woman needs. Everything that a man could want.
Yo,
She
I
was
just,
the
I have
one.
to say, this is going about how I thought it would before I got on here.
I'm just like kind of inclined to just let Steve-O talk for an hour and a half. Like,
Sultry voice.
he's
It's a winning strategy.
she had everything a man wanted. Oh, I'm weak. Hey yo. Oh, that's hilarious. Nah, that's dope. So like, okay, since we kind of talked about production and stuff like that, and like what the new gen anime is bringing to the table as far as like the aesthetics and what it looks like, that kind of like can segue into like another question that has been talked about some. How do you guys feel about animation? Do you feel like animation can carry a series? Because we hear that a lot with like Demon Slayer, right? So like, how do you
Definitely
what's
can.
No
Absolutely.
further.
It's all
I would
preference,
answer that
though,
it can
like-
carry a series if you're a casual fan.
Exactly. Yeah. It depends. Not even just casual. There are some people who just like that's what they love. That's what they love about anime.
Mhm.
They're not necessarily casual, but they don't really care about story as much as.
I
I'd say
classify those
most of
people
us.
as
I think
casuals.
it carries.
I wouldn't
so
say they're
far.
casuals because they know fucking
would.
animators' names and shit, and they study this shit and
That
talk
doesn't make
about.
them not a casual.
Yeah, they're still casuals.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't. I don't know. I would have called them casuals.
It
I gotta
depends
say,
it
I
depends
think
what you're classifying. You can be a casual in terms of like, what do you like? Do you go for things
Right.
that you prefer quality? There's like things that you like. That's what
Mm.
Nye would say is mid to hits.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
problem with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, this animation has a great appeal when you just
I
see
do
guys
like me
punching each
some.
other.
I do like me some mid that hits sometimes.
Yeah,
Has
it's amazing.
has anyone seen the 1999 Hunter x Hunter?
I have.
I've seen a,
If-
I've
if
seen
you've
a
seen
little bit of
both,
it.
If you've seen both and you like make a comparison, I feel like that's a good way to compare new gen to old gen, because the story is exactly the same, obviously. But there's some stuff that's trimmed out of the 2011 version, but the story for the most part is the same. And you find a lot of people say they prefer the 1999 version because the
Yep.
art style, the tone of the series,
They had that
It's-
drip. Like
1999
I've
looks
seen some
so
stills
good,
from
bro.
it, man. It looks a lot more visually impactful
Yeah.
than the
Yeah,
2001.
yeah.
Facts, bro.
I've only seen the 2011. I haven't seen the 1999, but I've seen stills from it, and it looks amazing.
The
Yeah, it
one
looks
scene
good.
that I remember that stands out a lot of people compare is when Kurapika is walking up to that guy with the gun outside after he
Yeah,
got the eyes from the auction. Compare that to 1999 and 2011. That motherfucker looks scary as hell in the 1999
Yeah,
version.
1999
bro,
he
it
looks
was serious,
He looks
bro.
insane. He looks.
For
Like, I
sure.
just sent something to the blacks. There's like, the entire scene of
Yo, hold
Killua
on.
and Idumi. That scene, Killua and Idumi, I think it looks so much better than 1999.
Yo, listen, for everybody that just heard that, the Blacks is a group chat. Just making sure y'all know that it's a group chat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get canceled out here at 2000.
Oh my god, the angle of this is so much better than the 1999. What the crap?
Yeah,
Let me go peek
Yeah.
real
That-
quick.
I might have to
What
watch
I'm talking
that.
It's the backlit
999 is
version
dope.
with Illumi staring at him. That part's better.
Outside feeling, I generally agree with like the general. It just feels like the older animes try more.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot more. There's a lot more emphasis put on direction.
The only
and,
reason that
like-
I prefer the 2011, specifically for Hunter x Hunter, the only reason I prefer the 2011 version is because I think the voice actors are better than in the 1999 version.
I
That's
agree.
about it.
I
Bro,
agree.
Even
I
the
agree.
detail.
For me, not animation quality or even the story in anime, good voice acting is what sells anime to me.
Look
That's a
at
good point,
the
in my opinion.
look at
That's
the
true.
shading, the shadowing, like the details to their faces. Like it's just, it like what Drizzt was saying, man. It just you can tell that they're just trying.
The
more.
second.
What's the
second one
OST
is
like for the
more
1999? Is that it
It's
too?
there's some great ones. I would say 2011 is better, but 2011 has some fire OST. so it's
20,
kinda hard
2011,
to-
I remember has like better openings and endings. I don't remember if like the in-series OSTs were better than 99.
Like,
I'd have to,
bro,
I'd have to check again.
Kurapika looks so
The
much
in-series
more.
OST.
Let me,
like, so
Kur-
much-
It wasn't my favorite out of the anime, but the 2011 OST at the end was in.
Let me
Nothing
actually
fantastic.
put this image on the screen so they can see what we were talking about.
Bro, Kurapika in the 1999 looks like a monster.
I mean, the goat will always be the goat, bro. It just is what it is.
Top one for sure. Yeah, this I need to send this to the.
I
I need to
really
send
like
this.
the
That looks good.
the second 1999 shot. That's clean. That was clean. That angle in the room, like how it is.
But here's the only issue with 1999 Hunter x Hunter is that it ends when Kurapika is walking up to the guy with the eyes. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
There's only 62
Ends
episodes. Yeah, it ends there.
And because Takashi went on is like that's when his schedule started fucking up.
You don't.
Okay.
I think you do get Uvogen versus Kurapika, but then you don't get.
Oh dang.
I think the last major fight you get is Zeno and Silva versus Krollo. That's it.
But it's like the Hunter exam arc is way better. Fight Heaven's Arena, Gon vs Hisoka, I'd say is better in the 2011.
That's
but
facts.
It's still like really good. It's still really good. Like I would watch it if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan. If you're like a big fan, you've got the time.
Does the 1999 skip like the beginning chapter like the 2011 does?
No, it doesn't. It
Interesting.
actually spends a lot more time in the start, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the things 2011 leaves out that 1999 doesn't.
Interesting.
You're talking about the Kurapika
like-
backstory,
No, I'm
Drizzt?
talking about the kite stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This is the picture that they're talking about for the viewers.
That stuff is important.
Well, yeah, they put that in Chimera Ant in the 2011.
2011 is so stupid for that, bro. That's like so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
important.
pretty well.
To me,
I don't get why
the
it was
biggest
left out.
the biggest leave out was Kurapika's entire backstory.
Yeah, I feel that. But Kurapika's entire backstory was, when was it dropped? I'm pretty sure like Togashi himself dropped that like around the same time 2011 was airing.
I have no idea.
He dropped that in a one shot, so it's like Kurapika's memories. Yeah,
I mean, I
Drop
don't blame
that in
the
a one
anime
shot.
for that because that's just with, an issue with like the actual manga itself.
yeah. He dropped that in 2012, so that's after the series started. And that's like probably after Yokunu as well.
Also, Ishida made what appears to be what Togashi considers like the canon backstory for Hisoka.
Yes, he did in his light novel.
yeah. I need to read that. But I've heard this rumor and it pisses me off. I don't know if it's true, but it pisses me off. Apparently, Ishida offered Togashi to like be the artist because he's like a massive Togashi stan.
He stands Hunter x Hunter. And he said no.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
Oh, what a fool! Oh my god, dude.
like bro, man. I understand it's his work, his passion, but if he's never gonna end
screw
it, just
him,
let
dude.
Ishida do it, bro. Do you know how fucking raw Hunter x Hunter?
No,
is?
just
God.
bro, it's
If
just
amazing,
Ishida was drawing Hunter x Hunter, oh my god.
I feel like he
That would be
fits
different.
as well. From like the style I've seen, it does kind of fit. I've seen.
It's just
some-
Yeah,
Togashi
it would be
being a
so
stubborn
good.
son
Oh
of a
my
bitch yet again.
god, dude.
That was
He is such a good artist. He would totally do it justice. Togashi, please put that pen down.
Just imagine Uchida in those Chimera Ant arc chapters that were like poorly written.
Oh my god.
Man,
Bro, just imagine
That'd be
Hisoka
amazing.
versus Crollo by Ishida.
oh my god.
Oh, the detail.
Whew.
There wouldn't be any debate.
I mean, it was
Don't
already
forget
amazing
that, bro.
with Togashi.
That's
like-
Steve-O's like it already looks amazing.
It already looks
Yeah, it does.
amazing.
It does. It already.
If
looks
Ishida did it,
fantastic.
I wouldn't be able to tell what's happening.
Yeah, that fight in color. That fight in color hit.
But this is the thing, right? Ishida is starting a new manga soon, apparently, or he's working on something.
Yeah.
So this guy, his work rate is there. He's willing to write another manga. So we would be actually getting weekly chapters for Hunter x Hunter if this guy was the artist. Man,
I've said this before and I mean it. Like I still mean it because like I'm a huge, like I'm much more of a Hunter x Hunter fan. Like as far as anime goes and stuff than One Piece. I would have my channel would be completely different.
if Hunter x Hunter was weekly and stuff.
If
If
it
it
was
was
weekly.
weekly, yeah, I would just cover Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, if Hunter x Hunter was weekly.
I would
man, oh my
cover
God.
both.
If Hunter x Hunter was weekly, the world would be different.
Nah, like
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, that's man.
I
Because
understand.
it's crazy how like we're at a point in the series right now where it's only gonna get better if he keeps dropping. Because after
Oh,
this
yeah,
we have
easily.
VC and oh man, then we have the Meteor City and
Meteor
Gyro.
City, man. Oh.
We're
Yeah.
never gonna see that place. We're never gonna see it.
Never, no. Never.
Like I've given up. At
Never
at
seen it.
most, I hope
You mean
we get
outside of that
succession.
one time we saw it in Chimera Ant when it just looked like a piece of shit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yes, sir.
To me, Hunter x Hunter is just the most fundamentally sound battle shonen, just in all aspects.
Don't tell Hunter x Hunter fans you call that a
So
battle
let me
shonen.
ask.
I mean, both battle
It is
and
literature.
right?
It is not a battle shonen. Okay.
Let me
Yeah,
ask.
true.
You need to have read Machiavelli's E and fucking Aristotle in order to understand Hunter x Hunter, all right?
Let me
Yeah,
ask, let me
that's
ask
cool.
y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. So, well, I guess I can ask V or whoever wants to answer. But after, because I haven't read the manga for Hunter after like the anime ended yet, and I want to. So, like, how much, like, how many chapters, like, would you?
I
say?
just read it. Sin.
It's about 40 at a
it's,
time.
it's 50 chapters.
It
Yeah,
feels
that's
like
not bad.
200 chapters though. It honestly feels like
Man.
200.
Bro, they do have a
They
lot
are
of
It's a
time.
light
though.
novel, bro.
Is it
A lot of
because of
text.
like why? Is this like a lot of panel, a lot of
It's
pages?
so much
No,
dialogue.
So much
It's-
exposition.
it's
So
a
much-
lot
It's
of
not a
dialogue.
lot of panels. It's a lot of
Minimum
words.
panels.
A lot
Yeah.
of words as well, but at the same time, it's like it's dense in general. I'd say,
It's just
like
dense,
even outside
okay.
of just the words, it's
Yeah,
like
the plot is complicated.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You take your time with those chapters and you reread them. A
There's
lot.
96
the chapters
million
after
new
the
characters.
anime are almost all amazing except for like the last like 10.
Yeah,
That's how I
agree
feel
with that.
about That's how I told Drizzt. That's how I feel about Berserk. Like the I'm so invested in the plot and what's going on that it feels like I'm reading it slower. And sometimes I go back and reread things.
Yeah, you have to. Berserk
I think the
has-
last 10 were some of the more interesting, honestly.
You catch some.
I don't know
Well, I mean,
about all that.
If that's your preference, Steve, but honestly, I was like, I posted this on Twitter whenever I was doing it. It felt like I was like crawling through the Sahara Desert looking for water in the last 10 chapters of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, wow.
I-
I
the
think
latest one was
Togashi
lit.
was
though.
absolutely wild for even putting that material out.
So
I
you
still
didn't.
appreciate it, but
Mhm.
completely unnecessary.
The last 10
I
chapters that are
actually
out
enjoyed
right now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
last two chapters. Yeah, because I literally just read this like a week ago, and I agree with Drizzt wholeheartedly. At a certain point, it just becomes a fucking slog to get through some of these chapters, man.
Was it just
Yeah.
like his
I like
heart wasn't
them.
in
And
it, or what's
I
the
personally am
problem
a
with it?
dude who prefers reading like dense material
Mhm.
over stuff that's very light. So
What's the
I
problem with
enjoyed
it?
the
Is it
fact that
dense?
he was building on the mafia and everything. I actually really enjoyed that.
It's 80
Well,
million.
that's
people.
not necessarily what I was referring to, Steve.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Bro, the end of 390 was lit.
I
wrong
mean,
with you?
I still like.
If it
It's not like
is
I was like hating on it or I didn't like. I was like, man, Togashi sucks. But I was like, this was something that he probably did not need to do, like to put out
Yeah.
at all. Like it would not have changed anything.
If it was a weekly manga, then sure. But the fact that this is the only thing we have like every fucking 3
Yeah,
years.
I mean, I still
then,
love
yeah.
it. Like I love the arc we're in, but some of it is definitely just superfluous details that he threw in there to like
The
add
amount
like
of time-
pseudo complexity.
The amount of time that he takes on it, I thought that it would just be perfection every time, but I guess I'm wrong.
nope. He is
I mean,
human as well.
It's still amazing though. It's still amazing. Don't get it twisted. Everything has its faults, but the Succession War so far has been very very entertaining.
Very good.
Very
Okay,
good.
Togashi-
cool,
Togashi isn't Sorachi, bro. If you want back-to-back greatness, you know, Pete Gintama.
cool. Yo, okay, so I talked about this a little bit earlier, guys, before we started the recording, but Drizzt has been on a few podcasts and hasn't got to talk much. So now that we have Drizzt here in a
What are
more
we doing?
comfortable, more open setting.
I did not sign up for this. What happened?
That's
yeah.
Sin. Oh, Sin.
We're gonna
I'm
have
the
an
first.
entire conversation
Oh,
about
no.
Berserk. Let's talk about
Oh, let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Wait, we can't.
No
just-
spoilers,
Before you
though.
say anything,
Before
no
we-
spoilers for Townsy.
No spoilers. Townsy,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know where you're at. Where are you at right now?
Hello.
He is just about to start Conviction.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
that's lovely. That's-
so he's
that's-
seen
okay.
he's seen the eclipse and everything. Then.
That's
He's
fine.
gone to the eclipse and he
Okay.
just finished Lost Children.
So okay, cool.
lovely.
So
Go.
Lost
Lovely,
Children
lovely.
back. That's awesome because that's where I'm at anyway. Like basically.
Okay, so we can
So-
talk Golden Age. And that's like,
Yeah, no-
there's a lot to
So
cover.
yeah,
here.
no spoilers past that
Mhm.
point. But I mainly want to talk to Drizzt for a second. I want you to tell me, and you know, as many or as few words as you can, why Berserk? Why do you love Berserk? What makes Berserk your favorite series?
Let me just pull out like this essay, you know.
Let me
Is
get
that
my
how-
13 spreadsheets that I have
I've
all
been
set on
waiting.
my
He's been
desk.
I've
waiting
been
for
waiting for this
question.
day.
I've been waiting for you. I don't know, man. Everyone has like certain things in series that they prefer or that they get a lot of enjoyment out of. And at the end of the day, your favorite series is going to be based on like preference, what you enjoy. For me, I enjoy narratives that are heavily focused on character. Because character for me is the most important part of a story. You can have like the most amazing world imaginable, and you can have like the coolest fights. But at the end of the day, if the characters are lacking, it kind of I'm more attracted to a person's journey and what they change and go through than anything else. And I think Berserk kind of embodies like a perfect balance between like all story elements, but mostly focuses on character. And it would be so different for Berserk because I think for someone like Miura, and I'm not like the most cultured person. I haven't read every manga available, but from what I have read, Miura is very good at taking like the limits to what like manga was supposed to be in terms of like enjoying a series, because manga is basically combining art and then like, you know, written series, like combining a picture painting and then an actual book. So he takes full control of the medium So he's an amazing artist. He has amazing paneling, and if you combine that with a convincing narrative, then that's for me is part of the reason why Berserk oftentimes is great, because it has top tier writing, top tier characters, and then the art makes everything more visually impactful. Because I mean, this to go back to like Hunter x Hunter for a second. Hunter x Hunter has an absolutely amazing story, which is the main reason why people are somewhat invested into it. But if you were to place like someone that's like a more talented artist, not to say that Togashi's bad, Togashi is very, very good, but I think it's fair to say that he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you were to place like the visual mastermind of like some like the best mangakas in any medium, art makes an impact on how you view a story. And Berserk kind of amplifies, like it's like that's what Berserk is. So, and also I'm kind of edgy. I love stories. I love stories where the main characters suffer and have to go through events that make them a different person, and that's for me why Guts is like my favorite character. And you'll understand like the more you get into Berserk, since you guys are only a couple arcs in. But I just like when characters go through a lot of things and they have a lot of like internal dialogue and many experiences.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of like Berserk's been my number one for a while now. Is that it combines everything that I wanted in the series, including action, by the way. The action in Berserk, I think, is pretty good.
I'll
because-
piggyback off that and say
Amazing.
comedy as well.
Yeah, the comedy is very good as well, because I mean, we
Sparks.
kind of talked
It's
about this
very
in the
Berserk is hilarious.
GC a bit, where like One Piece is one of the greatest comedy
Right.
mangas. And same with like Gintama, because I haven't read it, but I know Gintama is up there as one of the greatest
It's
comedies. But like for me, for like my preference, I like comedy when it comes like in between serious things happening,
Yeah, to like
because
break
that
it up.
adds a greater levity
Yeah.
to the scene.
And the contrast
Now
just
I need
helps
to
to
Google the word
amplify
levity.
like the comedy itself.
Yeah, when it's not forced.
Yeah,
for
when it
sure.
feels natural.
Bro.
I kind of like that. Even though there are other series that have funnier moments, like we talked about this a bit, Stevo, where I prefer the humor in, say, Berserk to like other series, but series like One Piece have overall funnier moments, but I don't enjoy them as much.
As you enjoy the comedic moments
Yeah.
of Berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same for
because
me.
the reason why I like it in Berserk is that in
It's
Berserk,
fast.
I get a lot of serious stuff as well, so a lot of times the comedy actually heightens the serious stuff.
Yeah, it heightens
That-
it.
Based
For
on
me,
character.
for me too. Like it also like levels it out sometimes too. Like you get like these very dark, serious moments, but then you get like this like little like what VZ was saying, this little sparse moment of comedy, and it's kind of like I feel like that was needed. Like
To me, it comes
know.
across as a very like Western way of storytelling, where you have comedy, but it's used to space out the moments of tragedy that Berserk has, which I think is
It's
perfectly executed for what it's supposed to do. Because unlike other series where it's just laugh, 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 on and on and on and on, it gets boring at certain points.
yeah. That's so funny to me because Gintama is literally that, but turning it on its head, where it's comedy, 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 and then
True.
seriousness.
Yeah.
sparse,
Right.
The
Which is
serious
why I
bit.
think that a
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
probably like Gintama is that, you know, if you it's like it's the reverse balance. Where if
Yeah.
you have a lot of comedy, but then you introduce very serious, heartfelt, wholesome moments, then that
Yeah.
heightens the comedy as well. It's like, you know, it's the best of both worlds.
so, it's basically doing what Berserk is doing. It's just to a different severity. It's just
Yeah,
flipped.
basically,
the
it's
other
like,
end of the
if
spectrum.
Berserk is a tragedy, serious series that includes comedy, then Gintama would be the opposite, I imagine.
Yeah.
Tragic
Right.
comedy versus comedic tragedy. That's what I
Trust
mean.
me,
Name
the
a-
tragedy in Gintama is like it's up there with the tragedy in Berserk for me. So it's the balance. But obviously Berserk hits more because that's the entire series. Whereas Gintama it's select self-contained
Yeah, every
story
now
arc.
and then. That's cool. I like that though.
I would also
Berserk's
say in terms
characters
of
are the
how
most tragic though, bro. It's crazy to me to see like the kind of shit that goes on in that manga.
I would
Like,
also
it's-
say that Miura's use of art, like he's one of the very few mangaka where I actually take note of his art because he uses it for storytelling purposes, not just to make shit look cool or look pretty, which is something I appreciate a lot of. Because there are moments he just communicates how these characters are feelings,
Yeah.
and they don't say a
Miura
goddamn
is
word.
very, very
You can just
good
tell what they're
at
doing just
show
based off
versus
of facial
visual.
expressions.
Yeah. Show don't tell, and his visual imagery is on point. Like there are a few pages with little to no dialogue at all that are my favorite in the entire.
Some of my
series.
favorite chapters in the story have zero dialogue.
Bro, that entire description you gave for why Berserk is a goat, you basically, I feel like
Yeah, I was
Jagan
gonna-
here is a massive Berserk fan. I'm a massive Berserk fan. You basically hit the nail on his head for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Drizzt, that was very, very beautifully worded.
It's touching.
appreciate
That
that.
is
If
great.
I had that written in the script, it'd sound even better. So
Love it.
that was the freestyle off the dome.
That was off the
Anime
dome.
rapid chat.
Flex King.
Let me just stroke myself off
Flex
a little
King.
bit here.
You know what I love about that? You basically
It's
also
hot.
described Vagabond, so you gonna love Vagabond, bro.
Oh, I know for a fact I'm going to like it, but like the thing I just said about Berserk, this applies to other series as well. It's not
Yeah.
Berserk isn't
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only
yeah.
one. It's not like Berserk invented using art. What? No,
Yeah,
no way. Dude.
Berserk did
No
it
other
first.
series could do that. What?
Berserk.
No, it's
Y'all
Berserk
didn't
is
know
not
Berserk
unique.
created artwork?
Oh my god, you're such a goat, bro. Oh my god.
Berserk created art. It's always been this
Oh,
way.
dude. No other
Hey,
series
man.
tried to do that.
You're a Da Vinci.
All right, that's dope. So, okay, now that we have I think Drizzt, like you said, hit the nail on the head for why most of us love Berserk. What's your favorites, and keeping in mind, you know, Talenty and me being here and not going past Lost Children and back. What's been your favorite moment in Berserk?
So from Lost Children and back.
Yes.
Oh my
Man,
god.
there's so many to choose
Oh
from.
my god. See, that's kind of the
I'm
issue. I
tired
don't
of
know if I
being-
can pick just one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Just throw some
I
out
will-
there.
You
Well,
said
I
Campfire
have
Dream?
one. I have one that
Oh
comes
fuck!
top.
No, not
I
Campfire
don't.
Dreams.
I
This
don't
is
know.
hard.
I don't think
My-
Campfire Dreams is the best that Golden Age has to offer, man.
It's between Wounds and Campfire Dreams for me personally.
To me, my personal favorite in Golden Age specifically, that fight in the snow outside of the kingdom, outside
Yeah,
of Midland's main
that's
castle area with Guts and Griffith. Oh my fuck, bro!
Yeah,
That
shit
shit was dope.
Yeah, no, that hit, man. The way he
Yeah.
walked away.
Also, Wounds, Fiji.
Oh
that-
yeah,
I would
yeah,
probably say, oh my god, because that was 3 chapters.
yeah, bro. That was a moment. that was
Yo.
like that to me
Yeah.
is still the best like moment between a man and a woman in any series ever.
That I've read so far, that's been the best.
I also
Wait,
agree.
is that what that? Oh,
That's
that's,
the
that's the
cut-
moment.
yeah.
That's the moment I was thinking of. I just didn't know it. I didn't know.
Well, I
it
mean,
had a
like,
name.
people, everyone's read it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
In here?
Yep.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, Tyler.
You haven't?
Really?
Okay,
no.
so,
I watched
you see
I watched
Mantle?
the 3 movies and was scarred for life.
Oh, so
Okay,
you watched
so-
the movie, so you know what we're talking
yeah.
about. But basically,
Yeah,
we're talking
yeah,
about the love scene.
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the one whenever they're by like the little waterfall?
waterfall,
thing? Yeah.
Yes. In the manga, that shit is just that shit.
I would
is
also,
just-
Yeah,
I would
that's-
also say
Oh, yeah.
Guts getting the title of the 100-man killer was also amazing.
Bruh.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Wounds will be my answer.
Yeah, Wounds. But then again, bro, the eclipse inside the eclipse, there's some awesome moments as well.
The entirety of the eclipse is one of the most insane events
Stretches
ever.
of
Yeah.
chapter.
The
It's the
art.
portion of
Manga.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I remember.
it's the portion of Berserk that I've reread the most of.
I remember reading the eclipse, and I was just like, wow. Like, because I've heard a bunch of people talking about Golden Age, talking about the eclipse before, like all the time. That's like what most people talk about when they talk about Berserk, from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Like Marineford,
So,
bro. That's like
so I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, all right, I got to see what the hype's about. So at some point, I was like, okay, let me read this, and I started it. And when I got there, man, I can just say that like I was not disappointed, like whatsoever. Like it was the moment, like going back to what you guys were saying about the art, adding into the storytelling. I 100% agree, and like, oh man, it was spectacular.
The
Like,
Eclipse is like what, 5 chapters of just no dialogue at all, where just shit's just happening.
Yeah,
It's
that's the start, right?
crazy.
The first 5 chapters. Yeah. No, that shit is just insane.
I
There's
watched those movies with my girlfriend, and she doesn't watch anime at all. So whenever we got to that point, it was like a culture shock for her.
Oh, the first thing.
Oh, it was wild. We started the first movie and we're like, oh, this is kind of like animated Game of Thrones. This is really cool. And then by the time we get to the third movie, like we've already seen some shit, right? But then whenever we get to the third movie and the eclipse starts happening, she was just like mouth open, gaping, like, oh my god, what am I looking at right now? And so was I. Don't get me wrong. Like I was not expecting that either. So it
Yo,
was
I'm not
crazy.
gonna act like I wasn't shocked by the stuff I was seeing, but like, bro, right off rip, like there was times from the beginning, like the first chapter, like we get Guts and the Demon, like them doing their thing, like right
Yeah.
off rip. That
First
like
panel,
that,
the
Yeah.
first panel
The
of
very
series.
first panel.
That's
Yeah,
set
it
the-
shows you
like-
exactly what's going on.
when I seen that, I was like, okay, well, they set the tone with this. Like, this is what I'm getting into. And then like, there's just more and more times, and then like, oh man, and then we see the the very scene with the goat man, Like,
No.
when I seen that, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, yo.
And during that entire time, every time that you think you've seen like the most, it's like the next thing happens.
Heinous
You're like,
thing.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
And
And then at the
has-
very end, last event. Oh god, I was not ready for that at all.
Drizzt, has Townsy seen the no moment yet?
The gnome.
No, and
No. Yeah, he's past that.
He's seen that?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my god, that scene.
I was told I'm pretty cold-hearted.
Bro, listen. I was in bed, bro. It's probably like 4 in the morning. I'm like, all right, I'm finally about to. I had been recording videos all night. I'm tired. I'm like, let me read some Berserk. So I start reading the fall, like, and then I'm like, all right, let me. I always do this when I lay down. I read like, maybe I try to read like 5 to 10 chapters of Berserk, and then I'll just go to bed. So I'm reading it, and she walks up to the horse and she says, what does she say exactly? She
Wait. I do not think Townsend's got.
Oh, he has not seen this? Okay.
No,
that's
Townsend
after
has not
Lost
started
Children.
conviction.
Oh,
yet.
I was thinking of the one during the eclipse. When she
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were referring to.
No, I'm talking
The,
about.
the moment you're referring to is right after Lost Children.
Okay. I'll wait then. But Townsy, we gotta talk about it, cause yo, oh my god. All right,
So let's want to talk about that for a second, because that scene in the Berserk community is heavily memed, and people
my
who are
God.
not in the Berserk community, I'm gonna avoid spoilers, by the way. So, but people who are not in the Berserk community use that as slander against the series, and you can speak.
I know what you're talking about. We talked about it in the Blacks before.
the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
know.
we talked
know
about it.
the
We
horse.
talked about it in the Black before. I'm pretty sure that's
Bro,
what
that's
got
like-
quietly
that's
to
like
start
an
reading.
ace of
That's
death,
what got
bro.
quietly to start
That's-
reading it.
What?
That's part
That's
of
what
it.
got him to start reading it. That's what
That's
made
part
him
of
want
it.
to.
I don't think that's what got him
Not
to
want to
start
start
reading.
reading it, but that's like what got him like this series like that, like what?
Oh,
What?
What, what Quietly
That's
told me-
what
Quietly
got
told me
eyes
that's
on
one
it.
of the reasons why he wasn't going to read the series.
Was it?
Yeah, because like Sin, whenever people hear about the series, like there's like a perception that you hear about Berserk, and it's like, yeah, I don't like if that's the entire series, then I don't want to that's not the only thing I want to read.
That's what happened to me, cause like for the longest time, like all of my friends were like, "Man, don't read that. That's weird. That's for weirdos. All they do is rape people and that, and it's just all rape." And I'm like, me being new to the anime community, I was still impressionable at that point. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know anything about this stuff. Like I know about anime, of course. Like I've been watching anime manga my whole life, but it was my first time getting into like a community of like people that all watched anime and read manga. So like, I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Whatever, if it's whatever. So for the longest time, I just assumed that Berserk was like very weird and had a bunch of stuff in it that I
Out
just
of pocket.
that I just wouldn't enjoy it.
I was
And
the same
then-
way.
And then one day someone was like, I was talking to, I can't remember exactly who I was talking to. It's been so long ago.
I think it was me, bro.
Oh,
was this in the D group? I think I know what the group chat was there. I was trying to defend it.
yeah. So
Trying to defend Berserk like to people that don't read the series is the worst thing ever.
Oh, it'd be
Because they're
bro,
like,
Fiji.
matter of
Oh
fact,
my
yeah,
God.
it was that moment.
I'm
Yeah,
about to be out here spreading the gospel.
Fiji was defending it, and I'm like, okay. At that time, like me and Fiji are like much closer now, but at the time, Fiji was still the homie. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, Fiji says, this, and this. So let me just peep it. Let me just see for myself, because like, I don't want to be like one of those sheeple like that just doesn't read something because everyone says it. So I'm like, all right, let me just see for myself. And if it's something I'm not comfortable with, I just won't read it. So I start reading it, and I'm instantly absorbed into the story, and like I just remember I got through like Golden Age, like all the way through the Eclipse, and like I don't even know, like 4 days. Like I think I may
have set the record for fucking reading Berserk quick.
Like I just was stuck in it. So, and then I'm just like, man, all of the stuff that they're talking about isn't even true. Like, sure, there are like there's rape scenes, but like it's never depicted as something good. It's always like shown as something like disgusting, vile. Like,
I would say that there's more attempted rape than there is rape.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Like, especially so far what I've read. But like my thing is like, again, like I said, it's doesn't happen every chapter. They're like every couple chapters someone gets raped. I'm like, what? Like that's a lot. But it's not that. And
There's always thematic relevance to it.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
always
in the series. You know, it's not pointless.
Well, that's the only way you can write that kind of shit get away with it.
Yeah, because the only way that's acceptable is if it's for like a character moment, or if it's like to push forward a theme of the story,
or like shock value.
Now there are sections of Berserk where like I will say it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like not every series is perfect, but like 95% of the time,
exactly,
it's for a very good character moment or like a callback.
Yeah.
But like as Fiji said, if you're talking to people about Berserk who know nothing about Berserk, there's nothing you can say because the only thing that they know about it is there's rape and it's really, really dark and it's blood and gore and guts everywhere and there's nothing else to it.
Big guy swing sword, swish. That's what they know.
Big guy swing swords, blah blah blah. Whatever, good art, just gore. If you try to say like no, like it's very, very character oriented, they're just gonna say cap. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's kind of the conversations I had. Like
this is like the first time that people have really like talked about it to this extent with me, and I'll say like I kind of had more of the perspective of like anytime I ever see anything, it's either really, really beautiful artwork, which I can definitely appreciate, or it's like the horse scene, or like I got this one scene where there's a girl sitting on, I think it's Guts' sword, and she's naked, and it looks just that for some reason really f's me up. Like I don't like looking at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that picture messes me up.
Yeah, and so like every time that I see it, I get something like that. But then like every once in a while, I have a conversation with people like you guys that are like, no, you have no idea. It's like one of the best things I've ever read. So
to me, I know Japan really tries to, like, for anime and manga, they really try to do like heavily Western oriented fantasy a lot. I don't think I've seen any series do it well besides Berserk, because Miura spends time touching upon themes that have been heavily tied into Western fantasy, and I think especially how he handles demons in particular, spot on, because that's my shit most of the time. Like that kind of genre is my shit, and that's like Drizzt had tried to get me into it for a long time. He wanted me to read Berserk, and then when I finally did it, as he knows very well, he read through maybe about 50% of the story with me. I read that stuff in 2 days because I couldn't stop, and I plan on rereading it very soon.
I can't wait. I can't wait till like all of our like friend groups, like everyone, like me, Townsy, and like Brago, we all like catch up so we can actually have like an actual like homie discussion. Yeah, like I'm really excited for that. Actually,
chapter in 5 days, man.
Oh man,
can't
wait. Oh my god, man. And it's on the same day that ReZero comes out for season 3, or episode 3, season 2. It's just like,
I've been watching ReZero, man. I'm liking that a lot, actually. Liking that.
Good man. Where are you at? Like, what episode?
I'm only on episode 2. Well, I watched the first 2 parts and then episode 2, but I'm really enjoying it. I've been very like I've been pacing myself on a lot because I'm doing a lot right now. Like I'm still trying to read Berserk, and then I'm also trying to watch ReZero, and then I try to like only watch one anime and read one thing at a time, so like I can balance it with like my content, like making videos and streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to like overload myself.
I got a shit ton going on, bro. But I can't wait to start TG Tokyo Ghoul. I've heard so much.
Let's go.
Like
that's my second favorite dark fantasy behind Berserk. You'll love it,
that heat, baby.
Tokyo Ghoul is great.
Man, Steve-O back. What up, baby?
Yeah, man. I don't know what happened.
It's all good, bro.
Also, to talk about like go back to Berserk for a second about like how people like. I think there's about 3 or 4 people just within our group that said that they were never going to read Berserk because of like what they thought about it and like changed.
I'll raise my hand.
Quietly, and then Steve-O as well, because Steve-O
that was me for sure.
He was never ever going to read it.
If I'm being real,
Steve-O
the way
my
experience with it is very unique. Where I had known prior to getting into the community stuff about Berserk, not even just like the reputation it has, but like actual story points I had heard of, and then. I spent, because I'm a guy who spoilers don't usually ruin my enjoyment for certain things. Like I usually get the most out of it even then, like even for something like the Eclipse. Like I knew the Eclipse I knew the major points of it before I read it, and I was still surprised by how well it was done. But I digress from that.
Same.
The way I got into the story was I just heard Jay quietly and Drizzt just talking about it. And from a thematic standpoint and just art stuff, I picked up on things they were talking about, like, oh, this is the kind of shit that I dig a lot. Especially like things like, for instance, how Guts and Griffith are portrayed and how they're looked at in the story, where you would think that Guts is the villain and Griffith is the hero instead, when it's exactly the opposite.
Yep.
And it is reflected in how they look too, where Griffith is always portrayed in whites and in light all the time, and Guts is always dressed in black and in shadow.
I remember
that is the
it.
best instance of duality I've come across.
And for me, as a guy who is huge into like story structure and specifically how character design influences how the character works and feels, and not just how they look cool, that is what really appealed to me and got me into it. So for me, it's like, if you're into stuff like that, dude, this series is damn near perfect.
Dude, yeah, because I gotta be honest.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I agree wholeheartedly with Glam. I remember reading like early on and being like, man, Guts is an asshole. Like, why is he such an asshole? And then you figure out like why he's the way he is, and you're like, wow. And you really start to feel for him, and you understand. Like, I would be acting like this way too. Like, if all this stuff happened to me. So like, I love how there's like a build up for Guts' character, that you kind of like feel like again, he's the villain, and then you kind of see everything unfold and see what Griffith has done, and then you're like, oh no, I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He just comes off as like that typical 90s anti-hero edgelord that you're not supposed to roll with at first, but then once you see, all the context of the Golden Age arc, you start to really resonate with him and appreciate his character even more. Like, even if you look at the Black Swordsman arc, you see so much stuff. Like, you see Guts hunting down the apostles that were actually in the eclipse. You see him hunt down the one that actually, that killed Corcus and Pippin. I love that that callback right there.
Yeah, Baron Penis.
Bro, it's crazy, bro, because like all of these memes that people have created, I didn't know about most of them, and I still was like tweeting a lot of them out. Like, it's just something that's just very obviously should be memed. Like the Baron stuff. Like, when I seen that, I was like, that looks like a dick, and then I tweeted it. Like,
well, that's on purpose, because that stuff is supposed to look alien and revolting. That's the point of why the demons are designed like that.
He's a penis.
The only one that's supposed to look raw, and because he is Zod, and that's really it.
Yo, that's that nigga.
That is that boy.
Steve, what changed your mind, dude?
Oh, Drizzt, literally nothing. Like, I was like never getting peeped the night before, and then the next day I'm like, I'm on that berserk.
That's actually crazy.
So you're just like, nah, never ever, and then you just randomly changed your mind, like, I'll check it out.
Well, actually, no, it was something very specific. I'm an iPhone user, a lot of y'all might not know, but there's a book app on the iPhone, and I went on there just out of curiosity, just to see if Berserk was available, and it was, and they had it all the way up to the most recent volume. So I was like, okay, well, let's do it.
Did you guys watch the 97 adaptation first, or were you guys always manga first?
I didn't watch any
I have still not watched any of it.
I haven't watched any anime.
Glam?
I saw bits and pieces of it.
Glam, that is in my, like, I think it honestly might be a top 5 anime.
Bro, I just prefer reading stuff more than watching it.
Oh, okay. You like old anime and stuff, though, right? It's like the best.
I like old anime when there's nothing to read, for the most part. I think the only thing that's kind of changed that is Hakusho and Kenshin, but I'm not going to read early Togashi just because he improved his art style a little bit in Hunter x Hunter. Like, Hakusho, it's kind of unbearable, I'm not gonna lie, for the manga.
I like it, but I mean, from a choreo paneling standpoint, I feel like
I'm just saying, dude, like, just specifically for Kenshin and Hakusho, like, that's the only time I've ever changed it, and that's because I love that the English dubbed cast for both of those series.
I need to peep Trust.
Oh yeah, that voice acting's phenomenal.
Yes,
I feel like the only series that I wouldn't want to read.
The 1997 Berserk thing, I read the manga first and then went back and watched the anime. But you always get the question when you try to get people into Berserk is, well, should I watch it or read it? And almost everyone says read, just because it's just way different. Sure. But the anime, like, the way it was done for the most part, I mean, they left out a bunch of stuff because they had never planned on doing any more of it, and it has like the worst cliffhanger.
That is also why I don't plan on watching it, because I don't like it when shit gets cut out a lot. Or major stuff.
It's good for its time, but it just skips way too much stuff. Like you said,
it skips a lot of really important stuff. But it's honestly, like, if you take apart that away and like the intention of it, it's a pretty solid adaptation. The way they go about it, there's a lot of stills. But the OST obviously is one of the
fantastic fantastic,
one of the greatest of all time. But it's pretty good. But if I had to tell someone, it just cannot compare to the manga at all.
To me, it's not Berserk. I wouldn't like. It is Berserk, obviously, but it's not. I would treat it as something separately because it's so different, but it still tells a really good story, even leaving all of those things out. But if you ever watch that, don't like use that when you're rating the manga. Don't like, it's not a series. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's completely separate. It's like a separate. It's obviously the same story from like the roots of it, but it leaves out so much integral.
What
things
arcs did
that-
it even cover?
You're protecting me.
It covered
Golden-
basically just Golden Age and like a little bit, like
a tiny bit of
Black Swords and like a little tiny bit. And it doesn't even finish the Golden Age. It does not finish it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It cuts
it's
off in the middle of the eclipse.
Yeah,
I was
think
just
after
about to ask how they'd even show that in an anime.
I mean, they
they've
do a
done
pretty good job of it. They do a pretty good job of it,
done
like
it.
without making it too out of pocket.
It's
No,
pretty-
no, no. It was pretty out of pocket when I seen it. And the movie that they made back then,
Oh, the movie is pretty
that's
out.
the first time that I've seen it.
Yeah,
My older brother actually
the
spoiled
movie
me.
actually goes
Like, he was like, "Hey, watch this scene from this thing called Berserk." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I ain't never seen it before. He was like, and he showed me the Griffith scene, you know, and I was like, "Wow."
One where he gripped her up.
That's pretty great.
Yo, how old are you at this time?
I was probably like 17.
Okay. I remember I was like 11 or 10 when my brother was reading Berserk. He told me, "Don't ever read this shit." He let me read One Piece. He let me read all the other series. Don't ever read or watch this shit, bro.
Yeah, I
he was
mean,
right.
if you're young, I would probably never recommend Berserk to someone who is young because one, that kind of thing could actually mess someone up,
Facts.
just like the way they view the world. But another way is that, like, I know
It's true.
when
It's
I
true.
was young,
It messed me up.
I
I
would
got murder on
regard
mine.
when I was young, I don't think when I was young, so I don't think I would even be able to understand Berserk
Yeah.
if I was just like, a young teenager.
You
or-
need
yeah,
to have
definitely.
a developed brain in order to read Berserk. I'm just saying. Otherwise,
and this is not
read
just
Berserk
a
with an
Berserk elitism. Oh, you have to read literature to understand
Nah.
Berserk. No, it's just like literally. It's a story and character intensive thing. When you're young, you don't
Yeah.
know that stuff.
Yeah,
Technically,
it
my
ain't
frontal
for
lobe
kids,
has
baby.
probably
No,
developed.
there's
don't
some
even think
things
we-
in One Piece that you would like miss out on if you
Yeah,
read.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
the
lie.
same with
Right.
One Piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even shonen. Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think we got
There's
to
some
debate
stuff
it.
in One Piece, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we
So,
even need
like-
to debate it. Like, I think it's kind of obvious that like Berserk's not for kids. Like,
Of course, no, but like I'm saying, I'm not even saying just kids. I'm saying like 15-year-olds would gladly read that shit, right? Because when you're 15, like you're gonna read, like you're
oh,
basically.
this dude looks raw with this big
No, that's
sword,
also because
man.
whenever
Like,
you're 15, you think that you know
I would
everything.
say 15-year-old like don't like it. It depends on how much.
it depends on what 15-year-old you are, though. Because at 15, I was
Exactly.
doing grown man things.
Bro.
Oh man, I think it's something psychological about it. Because even if you're 15, like
Exactly.
killing niggas and slanging drugs and shit, you still gonna be able to sit down and be like,
No,
yo,
it's like-
First
like
off,
that scene-
hold on,
it's like that
relax.
scene
I ain't
from-
kill nobody. I ain't kill nobody. Hold on now.
Always talking
well,
about
no,
too
like
specific.
Sin,
Always
it's
talking
like
about
it's like
too
you
specific,
show
yo.
like a teenager, like Sin, like you show that a teenager that scene from Lost Children where Guts is through like the babies, like
Yeah.
the fucked up demon elf babies, and he's got their corpses in his mouth and shit. It's like okay,
Yeah, that is
yeah.
that is a little raw though. I ain't gonna lie though.
Pretty
Some weird 15-year-olds might see that and be like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's hard."
Some will
Yeah,
think
but that's the
it's
problem.
really cool. Not all 15 years old the same though. That's kind of like the
Yeah.
thing.
Nah, for sure,
That's
for sure.
the
I
problem.
agree. It ain't
plus
for
they're gonna
all of
miss
them.
out on. Plus, they're gonna miss out on like story elements that they wouldn't understand like they're older.
Oh, I think
I'll-
even I think even
I-
grown adults are gonna miss out on some stuff. In
Well, yeah, like
That's-
Sin, like I
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to like when people go back and watch old cartoons that they watch as kids, you don't pick up on some of the jokes they put in there for specifically
Yeah, bro.
adults for some of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
like I can tell you as a kid, I didn't realize like now I think SpongeBob's even better now that I'm older
Facts.
than when it was when I'm a
Talk to
kid.
you.
I'm
I
like,
was just
oh
about to
my
say
god,
that,
this
Drizzt.
is so good. Like they did all this.
Yo.
I don't
Like,
remember
if
any
you
of it.
show somebody like show people like old Justice League cartoons, there are so many innuendos and fucking euphemisms they put in that shit that young people will never ever understand unless they get older. That's that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just
For
like
sure.
when something is as thematically rich as Berserk, it's gonna be tough to like fully grasp the message that Miura is trying to deliver with the series, and just like what the characters are going through because it's they're going through some shit. You don't have
Yeah,
to
they're going
relate,
through
but
a
you have
lot,
to.
bro.
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta at least, you at least empathize with them, cause like there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in Berserk that I'm like, okay, I clearly am never gonna have to go through what Berserk or what Guts is going through. Like I'm not gonna have to, watch over my back, for demons my entire life. Like that's not something I'm gonna have to deal with. But you
Hey, man,
empathize
don't
with them.
speak too soon, right?
Hey, yeah, all right. I'm built different, nigga. It's like, nah, but I'm like, bro, like, but you empathize with them. Because like, just imagine, right? Not even in the sense of demons. Let's relate it to like real life, right? Just imagine like your entire life, you just have a infinite.
You get
amount,
jumped every day.
No, you have like an infinite amount of like hitmen after you. Like you just have a huge hit on your head, and you always know there's someone trying to kill you. Like just imagine having to go through life like that. Like, could you even, like as a human being, bear the
sheer amount of stress?
The stress and the struggle of going through that? I don't think I could. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
yeah,
I think at some point, I think I would be good for like a little bit of time, and then at some point, I'm just like, yo, I'm just gonna let him kill me, bro. Like,
bro, just from the movies, I could not go through even like a quarter of what Guts was going through in the movies.
Yeah,
like, there's
bro.
no way.
Oh, and they skipped so much shit in the movie.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying just from based off of what I've seen, there's absolutely no way I'd still be
just
here.
chilling in the house, so you just like, oh, cool, new ReZero episode came out today, about to watch it. Can't even watch anime, like you sitting on your couch all
Somebody just
stressed
busts
out.
down your door like FBI open up and they just come at you straight up.
Like they just come in your house, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on,
You could either do this the easy way or the hard way.
I'm here to kill you, Shane. Yeah, but for sure. So, I got something I want to talk about, but let me ask you guys a question first before we get into the topic. Has everyone here seen or read like all of the big three?
Yep.
No.
I've read obviously One Piece. I've read Naruto because I read Naruto before One Piece, and then I watched all of Bleach that was available to watch, and I read up until the final arc, but I never finished the final arc. I skipped the entire final arc and then read the last chapter.
I know all of One Piece, all of Naruto. I know major things about Bleach, but I've never taken the time to actually watch or read any of it.
I'm the same boat as Glam.
Okay.
I'm in the same boat as Glam, but with Naruto instead of.
I've seen everything in Bleach, but I've seen it in like different pieces because I used to watch it on Adult Swim.
Okay, so
And
let me
then I
ask you:
read
Do y'all know enough about it to answer general questions?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
There's one question I love about this.
Okay.
About the big three, bro.
So, I seen this tweet, right? And this guy said, and this is what stemmed this thought for me, because I was like, let me ask some of the fellas. So this guy says, One Piece has the best everything out of the big three.
Oh
No.
my god.
Oh my gosh.
So of course, like, the obvious thing that I said, before even having to think like hard about it, is that's cap, because Naruto has the best fights. Like, that's just off rip. Like, that's the first thing I said. Like, it's already cap. So I just want to go through some of these, and I just want you guys to tell me, out of the big three, which do you feel has the best of these topics that I bring up?
Okay.
All right. So who do you think has the better characters?
One Piece.
One Piece. Yeah.
Yeah. One Piece.
Overall?
Overall. Overall.
One Piece.
No,
it's One Piece. It's
I-
One Piece
I
for
mean-
me, at least.
I
I think
think
I would say One Piece too.
I would say One Piece as well.
I'd say
but
One Piece,
there
but-
are gems, of course, in
Naruto.
the other series.
Yeah,
But, like, there are some
There's
gems.
definitely gems.
Like my favorite character in like Naruto is I like more than my favorite characters in say One Piece.
Yeah, I
But
actually think
overall,
like,
combined.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah, because I think Naruto like focuses on a handful of characters to give like a lot of detail into, but One Piece, it feels like every single character gets like a good amount of development.
I wouldn't go that far. But.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use the D word, but
Yeah, actually, you're right. Maybe not development, but more like detail.
well,
Like-
the thing with One Piece is that with some of the characters benefit a lot from like how big the world is, because you won't see them for like 500 chapters, and it's okay because they live on the other end of the world, so
Yeah,
it's
they're,
not
like,
like
doing
you're
their own thing.
expecting to see them. So like
Mhm.
those characters get enhanced. So people like
Yeah.
Shanks
And Dragon,
Mihawk,
yeah.
whenever they show up, you're like, man, fuck yeah, these guys are awesome. They're here doing what they're supposed to do. Where the opposite of that is like in Naruto, you don't see the characters that kind of like live next door.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like certain characters
And it
get
feels
way
weird.
more attention.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. Like, for instance, like with Zoro, right? He wasn't in the whole cake arc, right? Now,
Right.
some
Thank
people were upset about that, but for me, I'm just like, okay, he's not in this arc, but it's like it's One Piece. It's like it's a huge thing, so it's just like, okay, I'm cool with it. He'll be back next arc, whatever. But just imagine like not seeing Sasuke for that long. Like,
Ooh. God.
Like at all. Like
I don't even
think,
like Sasuke, and that'd be painful.
Like I don't think people would be okay with that. Like, cause like
Yeah.
you know.
When it comes to the main cast, I feel like Kishimoto does utilize his characters a lot more than Oda.
It's
In
terms
post
of
time.
yeah.
Post time skip for sure. Post
main
time
cast,
for sure.
yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, main cast.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
like Kakashi was really well used. Naruto really well used. I'm not saying it was like I love how they were used, but I'm
But,
saying
like,
in
they were
terms of
just used.
yeah, they were used a lot. Like a lot of characters were used really
Heavy
well. The
utilization.
Akatsuki, bro. The Akatsuki is like phenomenally well used.
You
Like,
talking
that's-
my language, baby.
Yeah, bro. Characters, I'm gonna go with One Piece though. But if we're
Next
talking
question.
just a hot take for me is antagonist is Naruto.
Next
I
question.
agree with that.
Gotta
Well,
get
that was one of the things. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Yeah.
Yo,
Come on,
shut up,
bro.
Fiji.
God,
I'm-
Fiji,
I'm-
come
I'm
on,
skipping ahead
feller.
of y'all. Come
Come on,
man.
feller.
Great
All right,
segue.
who has the best character designs?
Kubo,
Designs?
easy.
Bleach, Bleach for sure.
Well, this is a layered question for me
Oh
because,
man.
as I explained earlier, character design to me isn't just the character looking cool. It has to actually enhance who they are in the story.
Okay, then that's One Piece, I'd say. I'm not gonna lie. One Piece is
Nah,
like
It's like,
Glam,
I
hold on.
don't-
Glam getting
no,
meta.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Listen,
because
Glam
that-
getting
that
meta.
elevates
Glam getting meta,
character
bro.
design.
You
I'm
turn
just
your
saying. I'm just
Glam,
saying
you
that's the
turn your
way
brain off
I
and get
grade
toxic.
it.
Nah,
You
I
guys don't
got
have
you,
to
bro.
do it
I got
that
you,
way.
bro. But I mean, just aesthetics, bro. Who looks the coolest?
oh, just aesthetic. Who looks the
You
coolest?
turn your
Good
brain
Bleach,
off and
man.
get
Without
toxic.
doubt.
Bleach.
I haven't
no
even.
question.
I haven't even read Bleach, and it's Bleach.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
bro,
I agree.
Yeah,
Like,
by far.
They
by
got
far,
that drip,
that is
baby.
Bleach.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
God, they do.
I just really it just goes down to the way that like the Kubo's drawing, like his specific style. It's like a great aesthetic. I love
yeah,
it.
I love it. Yeah, it's
Very
yeah,
attractive.
One Piece
I
Plus,
also
a lot of the
leaves me thinking,
characters
oh, that was
look
wacky.
different. I mean, I know people like in Cuba, like there's a lot of like, like in One Piece, how there's a lot of Nami prototypes. There are like Ichigo prototypes as well, but like overall, the characters are very visually distinctive.
I also enjoy how Kubo actually keeps his characters. It's more of a unified aesthetic where they all have similarly like the same kind of like clothing that they wear because of course they're all like for Soul Society. Like they're
Yeah, they're
all
all
in this
captains
one
and
group, so
stuff.
they all wear that kind of stuff. So it makes sense.
and,
Whereas
you
for
know,
Naruto and One Piece, even though they're supposed to be ninja, they all have unique styles to them, even in their just dress. And One Piece, it's obviously different because we're pirates, and of course we're gonna wear whatever
Yeah.
the fuck we want. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
different from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleach, yeah, it's Bleach for me for sure. Who has?
Bleach also got the baddest bitch.
That is
Yo.
obviously
Yo,
absolutely.
hold
anyone
on,
in
Fiji. I'm about to test your culture right here. It better be who I think you're talking about.
Yorichi, of course.
gonna say
Yorichi?
Yorichi.
Oh, all right.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
all right.
Yeah,
sir.
you think I was gonna say Soifon? Or...
Queen of
I ain't
Empire.
know,
No,
bro.
Period.
Soifon is bad. What are we talking
Yeah, I
about?
know. Of course,
Soifon
of
is
course,
bad,
Yorichi's
but yo,
good.
Yorichi
She not
Oh
Yorichi, though.
my God.
I
also,
gotta go.
I also
I
like
gotta
Rangiku.
go with
Baby.
Oh,
Postmortem
Rangiku, that's
Ori.
right down your alley.
Bro,
That's right. You a Nami
Fiji,
stan.
Fiji,
He
did
said
you
post
read the
mortem.
last art?
What part of my man?
Yes, yeah, I've seen
Bro,
the Bankai, bro.
yo, cat Yodoichi? Oh, the cat
Yo.
form? Oh my God.
Oh man.
Motherfuckers don't know, dog.
That panel, man.
Tongue hanging?
Oh,
That's the,
hey,
the
shit.
art.
Tongue hanging?
I'm like, yo, you better close that mouth.
The art.
All right. Who has the best plot?
Oh come on, man.
What?
This is hard.
Who has the best
Cause
plot?
that's I don't think you can. I don't think you can say this, bro.
Nah,
Cause
you
there's
can.
like, how are you supposed to compare that? Cause it's
I'll
like,
say off the bat,
Big
it's,
two.
it's definitely not Bleach, so it's between Naruto and One Piece.
Yeah,
but it's like Naruto fell off so disgustingly.
Bro, take that into consideration, bro. I'm asking you
it's
straight
One
up.
Piece.
Well, overall, who has the better plot? Taking
Yeah, I'm
everything
gonna
into
say One
into consideration.
One Piece.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know if there's a winner for me.
I'm with Drizzt, bro. Like
It's
Because
weird,
the,
man.
The plots between Naruto and One Piece are just so similar.
And it's also like a very different story structure as well. Where One Piece has these self-contained story plots, whereas like there's this massive Naruto is a lot more like a massive overarching plot, whereas the entire Shippuden was about the Jinchuriki and the
It's
Akatsuki and
kind
stuff.
of weird because like if you're going to look at it, but like what is the plot of One Piece? Who wants to become the Pirate King? There's a lot more. Even like I'll say it's not necessarily good, but there's a lot more focus on that journey. Whereas Naruto wants to become Hokage, but most of Naruto, it's not really about Naruto becoming Hokage.
It's about Naruto getting Sasuke.
Trying to get his
It doesn't
boyfriend
really
back.
start being about Naruto becoming Hokage until really when Pain shows up, I'd say.
It's not until the end. Like
Oh,
like
man.
if you're going to talk about
That shit's
Shippuden,
so-
it's like the plot kind of switches to people want Naruto, or you know the tailed beasts, but it has nothing to do with like Naruto's dream of becoming Hokage.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
like, you know, getting Sasuke. So I would say for what the story originally set up, One Piece is more true to its core than
Yeah.
Naruto is.
Okay.
But
okay.
I think it's close between the two.
No, it's definitely close. It was hard for me. I couldn't answer it. You know what I'm saying? I was just hoping maybe y'all could. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say One Piece. Though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had best world building down here, but like, does anyone even?
We all know
debate-
the answer to
Is
that.
anyone even
We
gonna
all
debate that?
just move on.
One
Just
Piece
move
back
on.
there.
All right. So now we're back to best villains, even though Fiji already said it. His answer.
Naruto. It's Naruto.
I agree,
Yeah.
Fiji. It's 100% Naruto for
It's
me.
Naruto.
No, no,
Okay,
as
but
of
like,
right now,
don't-
as of right now.
Don't get me wrong though. I do think Dofi is better than every single Naruto one. Personally, I don't know if you guys agree.
I
Are you
also
counting?
don't
Are you
agree with
counting
that.
Itachi?
I don't
though?
agree with
Are you
that.
counting Itachi, or is he like an anti-hero? Because Itachi's better than Doflamingo.
I would include Itachi and say Dofi better. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
I don't.
Wow.
I would have numerous villains over Dofi.
But yeah,
I ain't
like
gonna
I
lie,
would
bro.
personally,
say the
You
dude,
had me in the
Dofi is
first
Pain.
half.
bro.
I'd say the
I'm
closest
putting
is Pain.
I'm putting
I don't even
Pain-
think Dofi's the best that One Piece has. So
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I've changed my opinion on
Who
that.
do
I
you think
used
is
to
the best?
Goku best, but
it kind of depends. Like, how good of a villain you are also comes down to how well the arc is centered around you at the end of the day.
Drizzt, tell me, who was it?
So
Drizzt?
for me, like it kind of depends, like because certain villains serve different purposes.
Yep.
Like the best villain for me was Crocodile.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay.
I think because I've done this before. If you compare Dressrosa and Alabasta for me, Crocodile did his role way better than Doflamingo did, in what
Yes,
that arc
sir.
was supposed to be for that villain for me.
Yes, sir.
Dofi is a better
Maybe.
character because he has more depth to him, he has more nuance, but it didn't mean anything for
Okay.
his arc. It
That
had
makes
nothing
sense.
to do with
See,
his arc.
Drizzt is getting meta, but this time I agree that the meta is needed because like I feel like there's a difference in
I think Crocodile's
being,
better
being
character.
a better
you know what I'm saying?
character and being a better villain is two different things in my opinion.
yeah, 100%.
And well, the thing is, a lot of times those things they combine.
Yeah.
Because being a villain and having a character is supposed to correlate to like why, like your path as a villain, let's say. In this instance, I would say that Crocodile, with what his overall, he didn't have to have a whole lot of depth for him to be incredibly effective in Alabasta.
No, we did not.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
that's
even-
kind of
and
one
then
of the
even-
strengths
Even
of
after
right now.
Alabasta, he still has plot lines still going on around him, and that's just how much of an impact in the story that he has.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not,
and he-
I still like Crocodile, but we'll have to see where he goes. But I think
Yes.
he just served his role to a higher
Specifically for
degree
that
in
arc, greatness.
Yeah,
100%.
for that.
I would
arc.
like to see a lot more from Crocodile. It'd be kind of a bummer to me if that was all we got from him.
I mean, I think we're going to
There's
see
gotta
more,
be
but
more.
I don't necessarily think we're going to see Crocodile as a villain ever again in the series.
Yeah, same. I think Naruto just has better villains. Like I'm taking guys like Orochimaru
Yeah.
and Pain
Oh,
over
yeah.
everyone. In my
This
opinion,
is my thing.
Orochimaru is the best villain in Naruto. That's just me.
Part one Orochimaru, if you like strip all the bullshit that happens later on in
True.
Shippuden, then
Well,
part
he's
one
not
Orochimaru
even a, he's
is
not
the
even a
best
villain at that point in
shonen.
Shippuden.
Bro,
so.
that's the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
about
he's
Naruto.
just
though.
there.
There's so much of that Naruto where you're like, oh yeah, part one was really cool, but then they really screwed the pooch there at the end, didn't they? And
Yeah.
that's one of the things that kind of takes away from Naruto.
That's why I'm thankful that the Sannin were
Orochimaru
at
was
least treated
like-
great. The Sannin were treated so good throughout the
Yo,
entirety of that
facts,
story.
bro. Facts.
Oh,
I
that's
know
why
people
Itachi
like
go-
I
that's
know
why
people
Itachi
like to
go.
shit on Tsunade, but I honestly don't think she was treated that bad. For at least compared to other females.
People just
in the
deem
story.
Tsunade because she got a tree put on it.
Bro, did you
Facts.
see that meme where it was the two guys fighting and it was Itachi and Sasuke and then there's a third guy watching and it says Itachi as well?
I love that so much, man.
Yo,
I also
Bro.
say even me as personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Akatsuki, but I think they serve their roles as villains better than the majority of One Piece villains do. Although there are certain One Piece villains like I like Arlong a lot personally.
Yeah, Arlong's great.
Yeah,
I think
Just about
Arlong
to
is
finger
very
Arlong.
good.
There's also a lot of One Piece villains that still have so much potential for the end game, like Akainu,
Oh, Blackbeard.
Yeah,
So it's like,
once we get to
but
the big dogs. Yeah, this could
then
change,
One Piece
but,
might be better by the end. So, but as of right now, it's Naruto.
Yeah,
dude, I
I'm
see
saying Naruto
so
because of
much
the number of
potential
them,
in
though.
Blackbeard, bro. There's a lot.
Like Emu too. Like Emu has a ton of potential.
We'll see. Yeah,
I
Emu
hope
will
they don't
see.
do nothing dumb with Emu, bro.
I mean,
Kaguya
you know one
2.0.
thing
Let's go.
I've thought, right, is a lot of people have been making comparisons between like Emu and Kaguya, right, from Naruto, saying it's
Yeah.
gonna be like this monster from like centuries ago and like the biggest threat in the entire series. I don't think it would be that bad since Oda has already
Bro.
started building the groundwork.
Yeah.
There's not. It's not
Yeah.
going to be the same because they've
She was-
already put in.
she was
I,
probably
agree,
introduced.
I agree with you because like as opposed to Kaguya, she wasn't introduced in like the last like 10 chapters. So
Yeah,
Inu
Kaguya was
is-
as
They're
Exactly.
already
now.
building.
Exactly.
They're already building up on
Yep.
the news. They're
The
like,
strength
Yeah,
of Inu
fine.
is going to be dependent on how much more they are in the series, what they exactly are. So how Oda handles that will be determined. But people fear it's like the Child of Destiny thing. People are so afraid of this plotline now because Naruto did it so poorly.
Yeah,
Yep.
So
exactly.
whenever they see
It's
a
that
Child of
concept is
Prophecy
hated.
plotline with One Piece, where like Destiny and Prophecy are a thing as well, and it's in a lot of hero journeys. If you go to a lot of hero stories, Prophecy and Destiny is a primary theme
yo,
of the story.
yo,
Yeah.
Drizzt, tell
That's
me.
why Inherited Will is like I don't
Yo,
mind that too
Yeah,
much.
tell me. That's what I was
like
just about
it.
to bring that up. Yo, just tell me what people tell you when you bring up Destiny again.
It's inherited will, bro. It's different.
Inherited will. It's there's not any correlation.
The classic Red Force podcast response.
The
You got
classic. Just Eric and Christian, I love you boys,
Yes,
but you're wrong.
sir.
These are not separate entities. They're
Oh,
different.
That's hilarious. All right, so last question for the big three: who has the best power system?
That is so hard. Alright, cool.
I got,
Cool,
I got,
cool,
no,
cool.
I got
One
Naruto.
Piece?
I got
One
Naruto.
Piece, but devil fruits, not haki. One Piece, but devil fruits. Or do you have to
could
choose both?
Could that change for you, PG, though, when hockey
You
gets more
can-
fleshed
you
out?
can- You can like.
Nah, you can
whichever one.
separate devil.
Yeah,
you can separate devil
separate
fruits
them.
and Agi.
Okay,
they're
so
two
One
different
Piece,
things.
but devil fruits.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
they're two
separate
different
them.
powers.
But I feel like they add up to the overall power. Like I feel like the
Oh,
power
no, okay.
system is hockey and devil fruit. It's not just one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like they mesh a little too well for you to separate them.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah,
mesh
I
really
can-
well.
The
but
reason
you
that
can't
I
separate
would
them 'cause
personally
the
say-
entire
implement it
pre-time
because
don't
The
I
have
power
the
system
hockey.
includes everything that a series has. It's not just
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Well, see,
I would still
see,
say
I
One
always
Piece,
debate
but
it though because not
Haki dragging
because
it
like
down.
everyone has hockey for the most part, but not everyone has devil fruits.
Yeah, and you can see how powerful people can be if they just have hockey and don't have devil fruits. I don't know. I feel like the whole hockey situation kind of brings down the power level or the power system rather to me.
Because there's
it's
like a
Yeah.
lot of trash devil fruits, bro. Like,
Yeah, true.
like,
I like
If I'm
the
going to
concept,
go
though.
with
I don't really
the
like that
totality of the
because-
series, I would probably pick Naruto.
Yeah, I
Yep.
agree.
I
I
also
think
have
there's
There's a lot
no
of trash devil fruits. I think there's a lot of trash devil fruit users.
True.
Yeah, the
yeah,
devil
that-
fruits
that's-
themselves. I feel like
Well,
devil
that
fruits
kind
are
of goes
best.
hand
Like,
in hand.
That kind of goes hand in hand, Steve's. Like,
Because we know we're never going to see like a different.
yeah,
It's not gonna be different.
because sure, you can also we always have this conversation like, yo, imagine this person's devil fruit, but with this character, like we always have those conversations, but that's like never going to happen unless it's like
Yeah, it's random.
unless it's like Blackbeard's crew.
Blackbeard's crew.
Like,
Yeah,
Bro,
But
just
this
wait
is
until
the thing.
Blackbeard gets his hands on the jacket, no me.
yeah, totally. Man, it's gonna go
Over.
crazy.
The
I've been
door fruit.
pushing the jacket
Yeah.
fruit for years. I've been saying, imagine if an admiral had the jacket fruit. It would be crazy.
Now you're gonna see all hot and bothered.
That door fruit.
oh, Fujitora and Green Bull?
Door
Like, bro, imagine fruit. That would be fire.
I don't know, like whenever we're talking about like which one's better, part of it comes down to personal enjoyment, but like also which one's like written more
Yeah,
competently.
the best.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And in this department, Naruto kind of suffers because of the last arc.
Yeah, chocolate.
Because things went kind of Super Saiyan.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this.
Yeah.
Chakra has the least flaws out of any of them because I don't think
the thing with like chakra and stuff is that like these are different models for magic systems. Because I
Yeah.
would say like chakra is more like soft, and then like One Piece is a bit more hard magic system. Because things are defined in chakra, but the details never really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
that's
towards
true.
the end, I
That's
agree, man, because like yo, Kishimoto, like yo, he's so heavily influenced by Toriyama, bro. You can see it, bro. He just over time just more and more increases his power levels in this show. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's just kind of that they call this like the Dragon Ball Z syndrome, but it's kind of just like the later on in the series you get. It's like, well, I got to do bigger and better than before, so have them destroy the planet. Why not? You know.
like yeah, but like my thing is just I feel you, but I'm like yo, can we can keep increasing it, but like can we do it at a smaller level? Like
Well, that's why a lot of people stand Hunter x Hunter.
yeah, facts.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
not Hunter x Hunter
man.
as of now, at least. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot. I would say we're kind of like getting into the deeper stuff now with like the Dark Continent. But Hunter x Hunter has a much harder grasp on the details of its match system, which is why people always say like Nen's.
I'm so
godlike.
excited
To both its
It is,
benefit
man.
and detriment at times. But
I'm
is
so
my
excited
favorite.
to keep reading or to read the rest of Hunter x Hunter, man, because like
Do
literally
it tonight.
the one thing that I'm excited for, honestly, out of everything, like I heard that's like you guys were saying earlier, the Succession arc is like actually decent, but like I'm just really excited for Hisoka and Kurlo's fight.
That's a goated fight.
Oh, you're gonna have fun with that
Goated
fight.
fight. But bro, there's another
Only
thing
fight-
you should look forward for, and that is Saradnik. When you meet the
Serednich is different.
Like
That,
a
like,
terror sandwich?
Who is that?
Oh man,
That's another character we
He's-
don't know.
he's a
That's
villainous.
you're gonna find out. He is he's different.
He built
Yeah,
different.
I
read
actually
it.
I have
Read it.
My man
controversial
Terrence
opinions on the fights in Hunter x Hunter.
do you? I'm like, I
I
have
do.
controversial
Because like
opinions. but,
for
like,
me,
in a good
Hunter
way.
x Hunter's fights, the match system in Hunter x Hunter is really really good.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think the fights, because of like how realistic things are, it kind of changes how the fights really play out. Because if you compare fights in Hunter x Hunter to fights in say like One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach, it's a lot more about spectacle in those series than it is about the logic.
Yeah. Bro,
So there's
'cause,
like
yeah.
a kind of a give and take where it's like the fights in Hunter x Hunter can kind of be like, all right, it's over.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
That
it's
is-
not as
I remember, bro. I
impactful,
remember
but
that
does have
that
a preference.
Gon Hisoka fight was. Oh my god! I remember
I think
watching
it's
that
really
beautiful.
because
for the
Some
first
of the-
time.
really because
Netero
most
versus
of the fights in
Meruem
Hunter x
is
Hunter
my number
is
two
so
fight.
one-sided.
Like the,
Yeah,
yeah,
a
the
lot
best,
of the fights in
the
Hunter x Hunter are one-sided. It's
All-
just
all
like
the
the
best ones
nature
are,
of
yeah.
how Nen's supposed to be. It's like
Yeah.
it's basically just like
Yeah.
showing your
They're
cards.
mad
kind of thing.
one-sided. There's not that many like even matches.
There barely is any in the entire
Well,
series.
fights in Hunter x Hunter are mostly like, okay, what's his ability? What does it do? Boom,
Yeah,
counter.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah.
part. Yeah,
I like
is
that
what
though
it is.
personally.
No,
I
but,
like that
I
too.
like that
It's
as-
great.
I like that
It's
as well.
great.
Like I still love the fights of Hunter x Hunter. But like, I feel like a lot of people are conditioned to have fights be spectacular showcases of abilities back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That's
Hunter
not-
x
drawn
Hunter
out,
has that.
dragged down,
Yeah.
like brawl, fisticuff.
Hunter x Hunter
type
is a
shit.
lot more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I brought up
look at it
up
like-
the.
I look-
Go ahead, Glenn.
I look at it like this. If I'm using characters from One Piece, if Hawkins and Law were allowed to fight a lot more, their fights would be more so like how Hunter x Hunter fights work
Yeah.
than One Piece fights
Yeah.
work. Because
Mm.
like say
That's why-
if like Law versus Doflamingo, like he's getting clapped by Doflamingo because he's overall better. But let's say if you put Law up against somebody who doesn't have a good enough tool set to deal with his powers, even if they're stronger than him, he may beat them relatively easily, just because of how the nature of how his ability works.
And
But that's just
also
not
with
how it
Hunter x Hunter, like it has fights. But I don't think Hunter x Hunter has a whole lot of fights.
It does
It
not.
It doesn't,
It,
it
it,
doesn't.
it has quite a few for like
Like,
the
I'm not saying
length of the
it
series.
has some, but if you compare it to like other fighting series, I don't think. I mean,
like it ain't
this
no,
also
it
has
ain't
to do
no
with how long it
Naruto.
is.
It ain't no
No,
Naruto, no Dragon
kinda like
Balls.
not that
I mean, I ain't gonna lie,
Like
bro.
that.
It has quite a few fights.
But there
for
are
the-
a good
the
amount.
length
For
of
No,
the
what
When
it
I
comparative
refer to
with
fights, I mean like definitive like one-on-ones, like
Okay,
spectacles. There's
okay,
like a lot of
okay,
like
okay.
exchanges
Oh,
and
yeah,
interactions.
I agree.
But like
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
you're
there's-
pointing out to like specific fights, I don't
Yeah.
think there's a whole.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, not a
There's
whole lot.
okay. Off the top of my head, when it comes to 1v1s, there's Netero Meruem, Karapika Uvogin,
Going is
Feitan
go.
and Zazan, Killua
Hisoka.
versus Sub, Castro versus Hisoka as well, Gon versus Hisoka.
There's a lot of very
Hisoka
short
solo.
1v1s as well.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's a 1v1,
Yeah, I mean,
then they'll
there's-
end and
there's
the
still, like,
characters split up.
a fair amount, but like when you're talking about like specific, like if you're talking about like what represents the series,
Yeah, no. There's
Yeah.
two. There's
So
three,
it-
I guess.
Hunter x Hunter I think comes down to preference because
Yeah.
Hunter x
I would
Hunter
say
is,
that there's
like,
more than
net-
that, Fiji. But
Yeah,
No,
I
When
actually
I-
like Hunter x Hunter's like fights a lot, but
there's less
Being
than
something-
double digits of
but
like
less
major
than double
fights.
digits. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
I
everybody,
ain't gonna
like,
lie,
I think I'm in agreement with Drizzt too. Like, but that's why I really love Hunter fights, man. Because like that's why I brought up like Gon and Hisoka. Like Gon was
Hisoka's
clearly
so
outmatched the
good.
entire time, but he came up with a way just to land that punch. You know,
Mhm.
and I feel like
Right.
he
Yeah.
knew like I can't beat him. I can't beat Hisoka right now,
Gon.
but I'm going to punch him. I'm going to punch him. Like, and I'm, you know, because they, you know, they have the whole thing with the punch and the tag from the Hunter exam thing. So he was like, I'm going to land a hit on you, and like he like the entire time of the fighting, he like found a way to do it. I love that about Hunter. It's like more of it's like they're playing chess. Like they're fighting, but they're kind of like playing chess too in a way.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I like that a lot about Hunter actually.
Yeah, that's one of my
Likewise.
knocks against One Piece. I'd say is sometimes it feels a little rock paper scissorsy with the with you know the hockey and the devil fruit and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
What was the original
I agree
question?
with
I
that.
kind of sidetracked everything.
Everything.
This
I
power
think we
system,
were
right?
just talking about power systems, and then we like.
Yeah,
went
it was
Oh
into-
yeah,
power
which
systems out
power
of the big
system was the
three.
best? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, out of
Yeah.
the big three.
I think I got
I'm gonna be
Naruto. I picked Naruto.
Yeah.
I picked
I would say
Naruto
it's
as
very
well.
close
Same.
I'm gonna say
because
Bleach.
Naruto has issues as Bleach.
I'm gonna
Okay,
say
Steve,
Bleach.
but go ahead and why do you think that?
Break it down,
because
baby.
Bleach got like 4 of them things. So I just feel like and the fact that they're all so varied, and Kubo does a good job of explaining how they all work, and we actually see them in full effect when the characters fight. Like I actually enjoy that. And hockey frustrates the hell out of me, so I'm not picking One Piece.
Bro, for real.
And
Facts.
in
For real.
Naruto, I just can't remember too many defining characteristics of Chakra for me to pick Chakra.
Well, I
Well,
think
yeah,
every
like-
time he brought up one, the only time he started really breaking the system was the war, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
usually only in response to shit
Yeah,
that had to do with the
Everything
Sharingan
before that
as
was just
well.
kind of just like you had your elements, and like that was kind of like what you could do was based upon your affinity.
Because even then, before, like, okay, we knew the characters had a chakra limit, but that never mattered unless your name was
Until it mattered.
Kakashi. He was- no, it was literally just unless your name is Kakashi. Like, let's be real. And then the most advanced thing they had beside the natures was Kekkei Genkai, and then
Yeah.
also clan specific stuff, which kind of fell in that same pool as well.
And outside of that, it was basically just like what cool ability does X character have?
yeah.
I think the Uchiha
And you
ruined
have
it.
magic. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have magic eyeballs?
Yeah.
The
Well,
Uchiha
the magic eyeballs were fine until the end of the series, because even with the Rinnegan, it was like, okay, this thing has the specific set of skills it has available to it, and it didn't get nuts until the war. When
That's
again, it's ruined with a man named Kakashi, where he's using shit like fucking perfect Susanoo with just a regular Mangekyo Sharingan. When
Bro,
you're supposed-
the ass pulls in the end.
Oh, it's so bad. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Kishi was
Mate,
like,
I
Kishi
still
said, I
haven't
gotta
finished
make
Naruto.
everybody strong real quick because I don't know how I'm about to beat these dudes. I don't know what's going on. He like backed
I still
himself
haven't
into a
finished
corner,
Naruto,
bro. Go ahead, Fiji.
I still haven't finished Naruto. Like I know exactly what happens. I know everything that happens,
You
but
just haven't
like-
finished it.
yeah, I remember dropping it back then, and on my rewatch last year, I couldn't get past.
Bro, if I'm being legit, dude, I didn't
Naruto.
even watch the entire anime. I got all the story through the fucking Ninja Storm game.
Oh, that's a lot of people actually. Hey, Fiji, where did you stop? Did you say? I didn't hear that last bit.
Just after Kakashi Obito.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could see how you could stop from that. I mean, like, there's some really cool fights.
I
like,
wish
actually, that's
Obito
a
never
good fight,
took his
but-
mask off.
I've never respectfully gone through Shippuden.
Oh, he was such a goat before he took that fucking
Oh my
mask
God,
off.
It was
man.
really cool, man.
Yeah, he
When
was hard.
Townsy, I'm telling you, bro, Ninja Storm games hit different with that story. I'm
I mean, I
just
know
saying.
I'm halfway video game only. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I
so
went.
what's,
I watched all of the
okay,
first
tell me.
half. I just saying I watched all of the first half, but like I sped read all of the series. Not very respectfully sped read, but I was
Skim
sped
through
read the whole.
it.
Yeah, I skimmed through the whole
Hell.
so it's like I don't Naruto questions. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
you
here,
haven't,
know what I'm saying? I can kind of answer questions, kind of sort of.
So you haven't like seen any Shippuden at all?
I've seen not
Scenes.
not actual episode.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like
I know a lot about it, but like watch it.
I don't know. I
I
think
rewatched
for me,
Part 1 last year.
I love Naruto for what it is. That kind of goes back to what Drizzt was saying in the beginning of the podcast. Like sometimes you have that mid that hits. I feel like Naruto could fall into that category for me at least.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like it's not the
At least you go
greatest
to war.
thing. It's not
But it's
the
only mid into the
greatest
war,
thing
though, you know?
ever.
That's how I feel
But-
about Bleach.
I love it. Yeah, I feel like that about Bleach too. I love
Speaking
Bleach.
of Bleach, I think Steve-O might have low key changed my mind about what power system I think is best.
I don't know enough about how
Because
the
I
power
don't-
systems work with
it-
Bleach to give that answer.
I don't know a whole lot about Bleach, but how many broken things are there? Like outside of like Kishimoto's in the final war doing his thing, was there a whole lot of this like broken, illogical stuff that?
The
didn't-
I
only
remember
thing- the
people.
only
I remember
thing-
people not liking Quincy's
Bro,
a lot.
the only thing that was kind of broken to me, and I feel like it does play a lot against the series because it's the MC, is how they gave Ichigo like literally everything.
Yeah, he was everything.
Like
See, but
Because correct me if I'm
Ew.
wrong, they had Reiatsu / Ryoku, and then there was Bankai and Shikai, and then
well, Bankai and
Quincy as
Shikai,
well.
Bankai and
That's the
Shikai are
same
just
thing.
correlate to Reishi. Like they're
Okay.
they're all
Yeah,
kind of the same.
It's Soul Reaper ability.
Yeah, they're just
they
abilities.
fall into the Soul Reaper abilities. The Shinigami.
There's hollow shit, right?
But then there's
And
hollow,
You got
and there's
the
hollows,
hollow,
and then
full
there's
bring,
yeah,
Quincy,
full bring,
Quincy and
Quincy.
Full Bring.
That's what it
Full
was. It
bring.
was full. People didn't like full bring and Quincy. That was the two
Literally,
things.
the only
Well,
thing
full
like
bring is Philly.
no, it's not.
No.
I ain't gonna lie. I
arc,
don't have much of an issue with full.
bro. Full bring arc's not even that bad. It's honestly not that bad. Like it's as bad as people say at least.
Yeah.
People
They
say
I
it's
hate
just
like,
find it funny.
They hate it
I
week
just
to
find
week.
it funny.
people
I just
say
find it funny as fuck.
Better on
the
a
way
bench.
Ichigo cried in the rain. The
Yeah.
way he cried in the rain is just absolutely.
Bro, the
I
only
love
thing
that.
the thing that bothered me the most about Full Bring is like how what am I looking for?
Did you
How
go cry in the rain?
no. How like
Leave that man alone.
how like fuck, what am I looking for? How like
Stupid Ichigo was being with the whole situation.
No. How
That reminds me
lackluster.
of the first
Lackluster.
Slander
We can use
Saturday
lackluster.
PG when Naya was
No.
trolling the
Oh,
phone.
I love that.
How-
I love that.
The thing that bothered me was how lackluster, how much they built up Genjo, and then how lackluster he was. Ichigo literally handled that man.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the point, kind of that, like trying to like.
I didn't like it though. I wanted.
Yeah, I know
more
what you mean.
from
It felt mad anticlimactic.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, and then he's like, then Genjo has this cool moment, like where he used the Getsuga Tensho. I'm like, oh shit, he used Ichigo's ability.
What was
and then-
what was the one dumbass thing that Byakuya did? Like he just slashed him one time and it was like, oh my god, he's a genius for doing this. Like he didn't actually use his abilities, he just cut him.
No,
there was like, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Ichigo just catches the Genjo's Getsuga Tensho with his hand and squishes it. I'm like, yo. And
Yeah, I think that's kind of a problem series have, Sin, when I think especially for shonen they have an issue making villains that are supposed to be like psychological but that try not to make them powerful as well, because then at the end of the day, like for like the Gensho stuff, it comes down to I'm gonna try and make him appear powerful, and then it's all cap, but like I spent so
Well,
much
see,
time making
Drizzt,
him seem like it was strong.
I feel that, but that they did that with Aizen. It worked out perfectly. Aizen was spectacular. He was just as psychological as he was powerful. Like, and,
Yeah, well, Aizen was like, I mean, I'm not gonna compare Genjo to Aizen, but like this is like for like minor villains.
oh, okay,
We're like-
minor, okay,
Well,
minor.
I feel like the
villains.
author's like, I want to make a different arc where like it's a bit more psychological, so we have to do more stuff. But it's like, let me just pretend this guy's strong. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you should have just committed to him being.
I just remember that's another part of the power
Yeah,
system.
and he
because
didn't
Kido
have, he
also
didn't have to be
exists.
like super strong either. Just like at least like when I say he was like y'all, most of us have seen it. Like he literally bodied Genjo. Like it literally had no problem.
It probably would have been better if he was just not a fighter to begin with. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that would be dope. I would have liked
Yeah.
that. But like they hyped him up to be like, okay, he's taking Ichigo's abilities and he's tricked him to do all this stuff. And I'm thinking like, oh, okay, he's gonna be kind of like, and then he's like the first substitute Soul Reaper. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be like, somewhat strong at least. And then it's just like, honestly, like Ichigo, I think Ichigo went Bankai just to flex. Like I don't even think he needed to go Bankai. Like I think he could have probably beat Genjo's Bankai with a Shikai. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm thinking about it too though, what Steve-O was saying with the power system in Bleach. Like there wasn't too much of an issue. The only thing that I didn't like, that some people didn't like, it's kind of like, it's not a consensus in the community, but some people didn't really like it, and I agree, was like how Ichigo just got everything. Like he literally got every form of power system. That was just like,
well, the thing is, if we're comparing the power systems, that literally happened with Naruto as well.
oh yeah, for sure. I don't like that though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
like,
Naruto literally got like fucking Matrix Reloaded. Matrix six paths came out of like literally nowhere, an alternate dimension.
Yeah, that-
and
Every
it's-
Genkai Genkai.
Oh, you suck?
yeah,
Here's
that-
some power so you don't suck.
Yeah,
And-
that just goes back to a critique on like kind of shonen, and I feel like because it happens a lot, to be honest.
Yeah,
with,
that
like,
happens a
MCs.
lot.
So it's not like that. Then I brought it up because I'm saying like that's my only critique, but that's something that happens in like most shonen, in my opinion. So I really can't
I think the
hold
only
that
time it
against
doesn't
Bleach.
happen, I feel like the only time it doesn't happen is when the MC starts out in the series powerful.
Oh, like
It's
One
like-
Punch Man.
Well, One Punch Man, Berserk does it,
Yeah, Berserk.
Kenshin does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain Gundams do it, but that's
Yeah,
different.
Saitama don't need no power ups. He is. The
Yeah,
power up.
Saitama is just yeah.
Yeah, my thing with like Bleach is like I think
Hell,
that's
Fire
just
Force
fine.
does it.
I personally just prefer the Naruto fights more, but like I mean they're
yeah.
both good. So
I mean, the fights are different than the power system.
Naruto.
Yeah, but
fights
like they have to be connected to each other. Like
Yeah, 'cause they
can
play into
deployment
each
of a
other.
power system is connected to how well it's used in the
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
We talked
Well, I
about
mean,
this a little
since
bit.
we
Like Hunter x
said
Hunter.
that the Naruto fights are the best, we'd probably have to say it as the best power system.
But then again, I don't know how y'all feel, but a lot of times the things that I like about the fight scenes in Naruto is the taijutsu stuff, not even
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. The
Bro, they don't
choreography-
in hand. The choreography is insane.
I feel like that the
Obito versus
taijutsu is
Kakashi.
very underused. I don't know if it's the same in the manga, but I remember the anime. It was like
No, I know what you mean, Glam. The thing with the taijutsu thing, like it looks cool animated, right? Because like you just like seeing characters going back and forth. I would say that in Naruto, like outside of whenever Rock Lee was a character a long time ago, like taijutsu was only as important as how cool Kishimoto wanted it to look while he
True.
was paneling.
yeah, because
There
like
wasn't a whole lot of focus on, hey, listen, your form's all wrong. You need to do X, Y, and Z to get better at
exactly
it.
like
That's
that's
why
why.
Kakashi Obito hit.
This is when
Yeah.
when I saw like okay when people were going
And Naruto
crazy
and
over
Sasuke.
like when people
Yeah.
I was just about to say when people were going over crazy over Naruto and Sasuke like using good touches, I'm like, why do they care about this? Because they
Yeah, why
never
are they
focused
even
on they never even focused on the two of them learning taijutsu at all in the story.
It's just because
It's all about
it's just because
ninjas.
it looks cool, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
For that part, it's just like that looks insane to see. Like you love to
Okay,
see
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
exactly. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, to me,
Well, I
yeah.
think it looks insane, and then also I think that in Obito versus Kakashi and in Naruto versus Sasuke at the end, it's more of like a pride thing. Like it's like we could settle this at the end of the day just by going into our maximum forms and do, but it wouldn't really like serve the purpose of fleshing out the ideology in the same way.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
can
that.
see that.
Yeah, I feel that. Too.
So that's dope.
Like
So
with the,
oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, VG.
sorry, bro. That with Naruto fights as well. I've been reading a few in the manga lately, and Kishimoto's paneling is top tier.
And those
Oh,
fights
yeah.
actually
It
do
is.
have a fair amount of like story meaning, at least the ones that are important.
Yeah, bro.
Talk to these.
Even more so than One Piece fights, because I know a lot of people, like for instance, an example of good One Piece fights that I'll bring up. Alabasta. Zoro versus Mr. One doesn't have like any character meaning for him other than just learning how to cut through steel. So like it's very small, but there's something there. Now I compare it to something like Sanji and Mr. Two, it's a rehash of I don't want to hit women. So you kind of get the same things over and over again to a sense where they kind of go over like the same themes where it's like Zoro has to learn how to cut this guy. Sanji has to figure out a way to beat this trickster dude who's doing something different than other fighters would. Whereas with Naruto, you get characters like Naruto versus Gaara. Naruto's literally trying to fix Gaara's mental problems in the middle of that fight. And something like Lee versus Sasuke, it's Lee teaching Sasuke to not care so much about his lineage and act all high and mighty over somebody just because they don't have red glowing eyeballs like he does.
Yeah, he
So
humbled
there's actual
him. He
like
humbled him.
thematics there that make the fights better, in my opinion, than One Piece ones. Other than
Yo,
because Luffy's really the only one that gets fights with like major.
I
story themes, and that's who's the main character.
wanna talk to Talendy for a minute because he hasn't got to talk much since we're talking about Bleach, and I know Bleach
Man,
is his
talented.
Fuck that guy. He ain't shit.
fucking dreadhead.
The most dreadful person you know.
The most dreadful. But since we're talking about Bleach anyway, I want to talk about the last arc for a minute because we all know it's getting animated next year. Talendy, what's your what are you most anticipated for being animated as far as like fight wise? What are you excited to see animated?
Yamamoto things.
Yamamoto things.
I feel like that's the consensus.
Damn,
bro.
that's
It
gonna
has to
be
Yamamoto.
that's gonna be hard. I'm also excited. I'm hoping, and we talked about this yesterday, Talendy, a little bit. I'm hoping that they fix the Yawak ending stuff.
Because
Go ahead.
like I don't know, just like how Shueisha really the way y'all talk about Naruto is how I felt about Bleach. I watched Bleach when I was younger, so it's like man, like the way Shueisha did my boy Kubo was crazy. 6 weeks and they just asked, "Wow, get out of here." So that's
I memed
actually
about it the other day. It's like it'd be so fucking funny and also terrible if they just carbon copied the manga for what it is in the anime and just didn't
Dog,
expand upon anything.
I would have the longest rant video, y'all. Know.
I would.
I would
they
be
did that to One
dead.
Piece right now. Like if they were just like, all right, you got 3 weeks. Let's wrap this up.
That would be wild.
That would
my
be
God.
like that might be the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
That might be the worst thing that ever happened to them in their life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yo, how about Kenpachi versus Unohana though? That's gonna be lit.
yes. Or
That might be my favorite.
no, what's it
I'm
called? My boy
excited for-
Urahara.
Hey, bro,
Bro.
all I'm gonna say is, bro, I need to see that Yoruichi Bankai in the anime.
That's
Oh,
excited.
yeah. I mean, of
I'm
course.
excited for
and I
And
just-
not
Kyoraku
for
versus
hype. I'm
Robert.
not just for hype reasons. I'm gonna come out straight out. I need to see that anime.
Oh yeah,
I need
Kyoraku's
to see
fight gonna be fire, bro. I'm excited
Also, like,
for
Louis-
Zaraki versus Grimmy. That's gonna be hard, bro.
Bro.
That's gonna be hard because that literally imagine anything. Like, I think that's gonna be fire animated, bro. But my
It's not-
biggest,
not
the
an
biggest
action
fight, the biggest fight though, honestly, that I'm excited for is
Renji.
Yowak versus Ichibe. I'm excited for that.
Are you excited for Renji's
That's
fight?
Gonna
Don't
be
lie.
fire as hell.
Man, fuck Renji, I don't care about it.
I ain't gonna lie,
I hope they fix some of that.
Superstar? You're not excited for a superstar?
Bro, I'm excited. Superstar, yes. But Renji, I don't care about him.
I hope they
This
fix
ain't
some of
really
the
an
plot
action
lines, bro.
scene, but when Ichigo arrives in Soul Society,
Oh,
Yeah,
when he lands.
Yakya's like protect us. Oh,
Bro, when he's
man.
talking to when
That
he's
panel,
talking
man.
to Kisuke and he says, "I don't mean to sound cocky, but just survive, because when I get there, I'll take care of everything." Like, yo, like he was talking to
my
the
boy.
niggas, bro. Like when I get there, like it's lit. Like, yo, yeah. It's
Do we have
gonna
any
be-
idea when the Bleach anime is going to be brought back? Is it, or is it just
It's,
sometime next
it's
year?
next year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
don't
My big
Yeah,
thing
burn
is
the
I
witch.
really hope they fix some of the plot lines, like fucking the Soul King. We talked about this what was yesterday, something like that too.
Yeah, the Soul
Stuff
King
like this.
ass.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what
it's
though.
like-
The
I've
whole
been
squad was a
Because I
disappointment.
really I was like Kurosuchi is one of my favorite characters, man. Yuri. So when he was fighting that hand, that shit was clean to me. It was just like, but it's just like
I ain't gonna lie.
is his hand?
I've already been thinking about sometime next year once my channel grows, making a second channel for general anime anyway. I'm definitely gonna make sure I have that up and running before Bleach comes out, because I gotta do Bleach content. Like I gotta do Bleach content. Like
I have to. Yeah, I feel that.
I'm hyped for that in general. Like just because like Naruto and Bleach was like kind of my gateway. Like I watched other stuff
Yeah.
before that. I can't even say other stuff. The very first thing I watched, which I shouldn't have been watching because I was like, I don't know, like 6, 7, but I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho. It's the first thing I watched. And then like
Respectable.
and that was just because it came on late one night when I was like watching TV, and I think I fell asleep in the living room actually. And like my mom did this thing like where it's like if I fell asleep somewhere, she just let me sleep, which is cool. Appreciate it because I hate being woken up. But I just woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm up, so let me see what's on TV. And then like I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm like, yo, what? Like I don't know what's going on. It's kind of one of those things like
What part were you at, Sin? In that?
I think he was it was during the Genkai training arc is when
Oh,
like so
Demon Thief Rando, boys.
so
Let's go.
I had no idea. I of course had no idea what was going on because like. But have you ever like been a kid and you just like kind of just watch stuff to watch it? You're not
Oh,
really.
bruh. Inuyasha for me.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going on. You don't know where they're at in the story, but it's just like whatever.
Just randomly catch an episode like every 4
weirdly
weeks.
enough, for me, though,
Yep.
Ghost in the Shell. I loved Ghost in the Shell as a kid. Didn't know what was going on, but I was like, I've rewatched it so many times. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's basically. I feel like a lot of people who stood up and tried to watch Adult Swim, and if you're like a normal kid like me, I just like sometimes just fall asleep. It's like oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
wake up to the
what did
real.
I bring that up? What did I
You
bring
wake
that
up to the
for?
real folk blues, bro. What you talking
What was
about?
I talking? Oh. Yeah, I brought that up because Naruto and Bleach were the very first animes that I watched from start to finish. Like those were that was my initial introduction into like the anime manga world where I like actually cared about starting from the beginning, ending. Also, funny
Me too.
enough, for Bleach, it didn't really matter for Bleach so much because I actually like Bleach fillers, but for Naruto Shippuden, I didn't understand what fillers were, and I didn't know that there was like I didn't know that
I mean,
there.
the like first 3 fillers in Shippuden were actually good. I'm just gonna say it.
It's the same thing for me and Bleach.
But like I didn't know what fillers were, and I didn't know there were filler guides or anything like that. Also, at that time, like I was like me even being able to like watch anime in general was because like I was mooching off someone's Wi-Fi in the apartment complex. Like we were broke, like broke. Like we didn't have cable, none of that stuff. So like I just had a smartphone, like an Android, and I was just watching stuff on that. So I of course didn't understand like what filler was. I didn't know what filler guides were. So I just watched all the filler and like I'm like one time I'm watching, I'm like, why are they on a beach? Like
Why is there a ninja ostrich?
what's going on right now? I'm confused.
That's like
Go ahead, Townsy.
I was saying it was like that was me realizing what filler was when I was talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody about Bleach. He was talking about the manga. He was like, "Yeah, this, that." I'm like, "Yeah," and then when that princess showed up and they had to rescue from her and this shit, I'm like, "The nigga said," he was like, "Princess."
What are you
Aizen
talking
and then
about?
went back to the Karakura town. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Nah, you're lying. What do you mean? No princess?" It's like, "Yeah, that's not real." Not real as in
Crazy,
the anime,
bro.
right there.
Bro,
The
that
lightning one.
Zanpakuto filler hit different, bro.
That was kind of hit.
Yo, and then the one with the what was it, the captain guy, I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about? He uses fire. I can't remember his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about though. It's like damn it. Ichigo's fighting him.
I don't know the name.
I don't know his name either, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I like that one too.
I know what you're talking about.
Each character with fire.
Yeah, he was a captain beforehand. Like it was like some convoluted plot line or whatever, but like Yamimoto was there and like but Ichigo fought him. I can't remember, but
I think what
it's not important. Anyways,
he replaced one of the captains.
Yeah, yep. I can't
I
remember
know what
his name.
you're talking about. I just can't remember. That's the one where they like ate the fucking like They like ate a piece of the Zanpakuto.
Yep.
I forget. I just don't remember like they names.
And he had like some extra, like he had his regular Shikai, but then he had like this artificial one from where. Yep. That shit was dope. Yeah, dope.
But
go ahead, bro.
Shusuke Amagai, is that his name?
Maybe. Yeah. I remember the last name. First name, not so much.
Bleach filler even got. That's the dope part about Bleach. We was talking about which of the best big three got the best whatever. Bleach got the best soundtrack for me.
I would disagree, but it's got some
That
bangers,
soundtrack
bro.
is hard, though.
Caravana
We got some
Espada is
bangers.
just all three of them are up down like that.
Bro,
SS.
Yeah.
when y'all say
I know.
soundtracks, or do y'all include like openings and endings, or is that like a different?
Yes,
No.
I do.
It's separate.
Oh, I don't.
for me.
I don't.
I can't
Openings and
separate
endings
them.
is Naruto.
Separate from it.
Openings
Bro,
and
Openings and
endings.
endings. still
Naruto
Bleach
got
for
this
me.
one opening, bro. That's so fire, bro. It's the like.
Sing it.
It's like the it's like
is that
I
Silhouette?
can't speak for openings and endings, but
that joint is
from what I've
hard,
heard
bro.
from what I've heard of the OSTs, I think Naruto is the best music overall.
Yeah.
I think it's the most versatile OST, Naruto. It has
Because
something
both
for everything.
both
I think
original
Bleach is
and Shippuden have dope OSTs. Just
Bro, some of the
That one in
remixes for those
particular, bro,
songs,
I'd never turn
Bro,
that one
Naruto
off.
OSTs just hit, but
Bleach is
I'm
fire,
sick of
though.
seeing that.
Bro,
fucking-
like
He's
when
got
they
that
start
heat
going
too,
into
though.
Hueco Mundo, they bring out the Mexican guitars and
Ooh,
Bleach.
talk to him, County. Talk to
Man,
him.
listen. Diversity, I gotta have Bleach on that.
Bro,
Bleach got so many
Waco
different
Mundo. Let's like Waco
well, yeah,
Mundo.
Naruto is clearly like a Japanese like
Bro.
pseudo rock
Yeah.
for the most part. For its
Waco
genre, but-
Mundo in general, though. Oh, chef's kiss.
Man,
That's that heat, baby.
that's the gas
I
pack.
can't speak for Bleach's
Bro,
OSTs. I haven't seen any of it.
Ichigo versus
Gas
Ukiura,
pack.
bro.
Gas pack.
Reverse
bro.
Grimjow? Come on,
What's
baby.
it called? Man,
I feel like
everybody's fights in there was raw.
The
Everybody's
Naruto
fights in there was
soundtrack
raw.
overall, not including like openings and endings or closings, like the soundtrack is pretty much just the same thing. Like I don't really see much diversity as far as the soundtrack goes. Like if we're talking about openings, obviously there's like a crazy diversity, but if you're talking about like the main story, it's like there's not much.
I feel like the
when it comes
sad
to, like,
OSTs
Sora-
are very similar. Like the sad OSTs.
Yeah.
They're all quite similar.
I mean, the
when it
answer
comes
for
to
OST
action, there is a bit of a difference.
Yeah, like OSTs,
Party
like
theme?
the OSTs. One Piece is very clearly at the bottom because they reuse
Yeah,
like
by
the
far,
same
by
10
far.
things like every single time.
I
don't know,
disagree,
the
but at the
4Kid,
same
bruh.
time, it's like I disagree, but at the same time, it's like I watched this shit when I was like 8 years old, so there's like a nostalgic connection for me. That music like triggers memories.
Don't you
That's
just love
not,
it when
bro,
they
that-
use undefeated or whatever it's called, like every 3
Called
seconds?
very, very
Overtaken?
strongest. All right.
Overtaken?
That's
Oh, the
another
very
one.
version?
Overtaken
I'll
is what
never
I was
get
thinking
sick
of.
Bro, that
Yeah, I'll never
that
get sick of
nostalgia
it.
bias do be hitting for me sometimes too, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
dun.
Oh, my
Sometimes,
nostalgia.
Dun, dun, dun.
bro. Sometimes I be,
Every single time.
sometimes I be getting,
One
I'll
Piece
never
soundtrack
get sick of
raw,
it, bro.
I be
will
getting mad,
actually
bro.
never get sick
I be
of
getting mad at people sometimes, bro, when I have nostalgia bias, bro. That's how I am with Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. I be getting angry.
I actually really like the One Piece OST for the most part. Oh,
It's
there's
really
a
nice.
good OST.
They're
I
not
heard
bad.
a
The
lot
4Kid
of
one is the best.
specific New World ones, but
Yo,
I really
It's
like
it's a few new what like Fujitori's theme.
Oh,
Hey,
my.
Yeah, Fujitora is really good.
Whoa, that
Fujitora,
motherfucker.
the only two that stand out to me post time skip are Fujitori's and Katakuri's, if I'm being real.
Well,
Gear-
Katakuri's
I like
is
Gear-
Bound, I
Gear
like
4 one
Bound Man
is
theme.
not
Yeah.
bad.
Bound Man.
I don't even
clean.
remember that one.
Bro,
Oh
Rosie
my God.
Nante's death
It's a bunch of
theme
Trump.
is
It's like
so
a very,
Rosie
it's very
Rosie
horn.
Nante's
It got a lot of
theme
horn.
is really,
Bunch
really
of-
good.
Rosie Nante's theme is beautiful, bro.
But yeah, I actually really like the One Piece OSTs. I think it's a completely different style from a lot of other ones. I really, really like it.
It's hard for me to
I
not
think
put
it
it in
fits- I
first
think it
because of
fits the story
nostalgia.
very well.
Yeah,
The only
Mother
thing,
Seed.
like with most OSTs, a lot of like how
Mother Seed.
sometimes
Oh.
how hard the anime
And
abuses
A
them
Mother's
can
Love?
affect how people view the OST. Like so, as
Yeah.
Glam was saying, it's like if you play like the very, very strongest every time a character shows up, or overtaken sometime every time anything happens. And the same thing with Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter 2011 abuses like the same 4 OSTs every episode. But like they're still very, very good though.
They do hit.
Yeah, but
Sounds like
Hunter
shit.
has some ones that are like they come rarely and
I
they're
mean,
like.
I mean, dude, like no matter how many times I hear it, Hisoka's theme will be clean every single time I hear it. Like that's just
Yeah,
the way
I feel
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Bro, for me, bro, I think it's called Elegy of the Dynast. I think that's the name of it. So it's the one that plays when Meruem and Komugi, that OST in 135. Godly.
Yeah, and this.
And
is
I'm
a
not
little
gonna
thing,
lie,
I mean, who's gonna forget the moment when they played fucking Lacrimosa during York New City, bro? Like, come on now.
but True.
dun, 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 dun.
This
Nah,
man
that shit-
Crollo was out here composing, and
Yeah, that shit is insane. He played
It's-
conductor for a second.
It's funny when I started my watch through. The homie Wolf, he was like, just let me know when you get to the opera." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And he's like, "You'll understand. Just let me know when you get to the opera." I'm pretty sure I even got a YouTube comment on the video. Still, I got to the opera. I'm there. I get it. They was spinning head. They were just spinning heads. So they just turning.
All right, I got a question for y'all. Yo, we're gonna end it off with this. What's the worst anime that you ever seen? Like, what's the worst thing that you ever seen? What's something that you watched and was like, yo, I don't want.
adaptation.
Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
have
talking
mine
just
off-
adaptation.
I have mine off the top of my head right now. It's an adaptation of a visual novel called Majikoi. Shit sucked. Don't. I'm not even gonna expand upon why it was bad. Just don't even bother to watch it. Shit is trash.
I'm gonna watch it. The worst for me is probably a comic kill.
That was my second choice, Steve.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people like that, and I'm like,
That shit is trash. That shit
I ain't really
Yeah.
like it too
So,
much.
so this is gonna be.
It started off so amazing, and it's so
I hear so many mixed things about that, but I feel like anytime that I see somebody saying something good about it, it's somebody who's like under the age of 15, and it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Shots fired.
No, but if I had to pick like an anime that I really didn't like, there'd be 2 that come to my mind immediately, and it's because I was such a big fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It'd be GT and Super. They both let me down so hard.
Read the
Like,
manga Super. You won't be disappointed.
No, I
I
actually
ain't
just
gonna lie
got the
though. I
first
ain't gonna lie
direct
though.
volume the other day.
I ain't gonna lie though. I like. Listen, bro. I know GT's bad, bro. But
There
I,
were
I
certain-
liked it, bro.
I would even say that there are certain points in Super which are pretty damn good. Not
Well, yeah,
all
I-
of it.
I just
but
got the manga
Fuck
for Super.
Super,
I just
bro. I
got the
don't care
first
about that
volume
shit.
the other day for a video, and I'm
manga for
already
Super hits different.
I'm reading it okay so far, but like it's just not enough to redeem it so far because I think I just have such a sour taste in my mouth from the anime.
Wait till you
know?
get to the Tournament of Power. It's much.
I think you'll.
better.
Yeah, I think you. If you like Dragon Ball Z, how I think you probably do, you fuck with it. You like.
Bro,
It's
when-
been going
I gotta-
crazy. Like the spoilers dropped for the
Bro,
latest
Moro
chapter,
was trending today. I'm like, what the? F-
and,
is
like
going on?
it's going big.
Oh, that's why somebody in my Discord was like, "Hey, can I post DBZ spoiler?" I was like, "Bro, I got a fucking
Bro,
Dragon Ball
tells me
channel."
I looked at that shit, dude. Do not look at those spoilers, bro.
Yeah, I
I ain't
saw
gonna
them.
lie.
I
Oh, it's
saw
not the
them, bro.
20th. That mug ain't out. Oh, damn.
Dragon Ball
Yo,
stuff's
yeah.
always. Dragon Ball stuff's
I saw
always.
them. I don't even
gonna be
read
big.
Dragon Ball, and I'm telling you,
Oh.
don't look at those spoilers, bro.
Yeah,
I might have
Ball
to just,
Z-
I
Dragon
might
Ball
just pick up
Z
with the
is-
manga.
Yeah, Dragon
Oh
Ball
wait,
Z
he was
stuff's
asking me to
always
post a
gonna be big.
spoiler. That dumbass nigga. Never mind. Continue.
I
I'm
remember,
sorry.
bro. No, I was saying, Dragon Ball Z stuff's always gonna be big, bro. Like, I just remember, like, during the Tournament of Power, how many times they broke the internet, bro.
They broke
Bro,
Crunchyroll like
bro.
every week. And
Bro,
then what
I'm
One
just
Piece was
saying,
going on? Well,
that
it, was
arc-
it was a hype One Piece arc going on right after it. So Crunchyroll was just dead for like 3 hours every fucking Saturday.
Bro,
Or
I'm
something.
bro,
just
for
saying
every
that arc
moment like
made
that in Super-
Android 17 so fucking clean, bro.
That is my
God,
cousin.
oh
That is
God.
my guy.
That's my dog.
The Terra Twins, boy. What you mean?
Oh, fucking fucking androids are so clean.
We're talking about anime, so like, but like when you take all of the bad moments from Super and then you take like the Tournament of Power, like Tournament of Power, solid, like really good. But everything else, pretty much, like for example,
Universe
the
6 tournament was alright.
Bro,
Like,
yeah, that was
it
alright.
okay.
But the
Nah, I
Goku
ain't like
Black
that
arc
shit,
was
bro.
the moment where I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Like, there's so much they could do with Vegeta's character here, like having him fight Goku Black, and it was just such a huge letdown that was one of the
Bro.
biggest moments.
But I'm just saying though,
That Trunks
That was
sword,
booty.
spirit sword.
if anybody
that was
tries to tell me
doo-doo.
that the Battle of Gods or Broly movies are bad, I will fight you.
Yeah,
those
just-
movies are
yeah.
clean. Resurrection
Bro,
F sucks.
I just
Them
don't
shits
like.
is
I-
trash.
Bro, I just don't like
Awful.
how they incorporated them into the anime. Like, okay,
Bro,
bro,
for
we seen
real,
the-
yeah,
we
yeah.
seen the movie, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I like
Just
how
watch,
in the
literally,
manga
just don't even
they're
watch those
dead
arcs.
ass.
Just watch the movie. You're
No,
In the
but do you
manga,
know
they're
how hard
dead
it
ass
was?
like,
Like-
hey, these things happened. They happened.
But when it came out,
Congratulations.
it
and they
was like
even
really
said
possible.
when they bring back the Super anime again that they're going to cover the Broly movie first. I'm like,
Bro.
come on, bro.
No, the
didn't
movie
know
was
that.
good enough. No.
Yeah. And
See,
it's,
but that's-
it's I think there's 34 episodes of the anime that cover the two movies, and it's like, bro, that's like over half a year
I
of
feel
watching.
like-
It's
that
a
kind
lot,
of shit.
bro. I'm like, come
I
on,
feel like-
dog.
They had to have learned from that mistake now because like they did the exact opposite twice in
Bro,
the,
they want to
in
make
the
that
I'd
money.
manga.
That's
rather,
all they
I'd
care.
rather
In the
have them-
manga, the first thing what was it? It was Resurrection F. They literally just said that the events of Resurrection F occurred and they moved on. They did the
Exactly.
same
They
thing with
didn't
the
even
Broly
show it.
movie. They said the Broly
The
movie.
only
They
thing
had
for
a panel
Broly that
on
they,
Broly.
of Broly,
Yeah,
that was it.
it was
They,
a panel
they
on Broly.
made
That's
Broly
in
manga
the
canon,
manga?
and that was it.
That's
Yep,
not-
and then
that's
they
kinda
moved
dope.
on. So it's like,
Yo, Drizzt, what's the
hopefully,
worst thing
you
you ever
imagine
seen,
they
bro?
learned from their lesson, but you know what I'm saying?
Plus, the
Oh,
Broly
yeah.
movie just smacks so hard. It's like you do not need to go over that again.
Best Dragon Ball movie
Like-
ever made.
Oh, for sure.
POEI.
Battle of Gods #2.
Yo, Drizzt, what's the worst thing you ever seen or read?
This is an easy ass answer for me.
Yeah.
Berserk 2016.
Yep.
That
Same
was
here.
trash.
Same
That's
here.
a good choice.
Probably the especially considering because I'm a Berserk stan. This is the highest crime you could possibly commit.
Yeah, bro.
And followed
bro.
by Tokyo Ghoul Route A.
Ooh,
Yes.
ew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
ew.
There we go. There we go. I didn't think I had an answer at first. No, I didn't.
Yo, Drizzt, I can only bro, Drizzt, how livid were you when you seen 2016, bro?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yo,
I'm just so glad that they skipped Lost
It
Children,
is
man.
that bad.
yo, I just remember I hadn't read Bleach, or I said Bleach, I read Berserk, and I was like, someone was like, yo, are you gonna try Berserk? And I was like, yeah, I'm about to try this anime out. They were like, whoa, what anime? And I was like, this the new one, the 2016 one. They're like, bro, don't watch that. I'm like, man, it can't be that bad. And then I watched it, and I got like not even 10 minutes into the first episode.
It-
I was-
It's kind of crazy that they could take something like Berserk and mess it up that bad. Like, it's kind of bananas.
I was like, come on, dog. What is this? And that's also something, along with all the rape stuff that I heard afterwards. I didn't hear all that rape stuff until after I peeped the anime. So the anime, I forgot to mention that distaste for that anime also added into how long it took me to read it. Like,
It just-
that joke
And
was
I'm-
bad. Fiji,
it's
what's the
so
worst thing you
bad
ever
that I don't
read,
even know if we're
bro?
gonna get another anime adaptation in the next like 5-10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Fiji, what's the worst thing you ever seen, bro? Or what? Or read?
This is a hard one for me because there's quite a few that sit in that same kind of tier. But I'm
Let
just
me
gonna say
throw 'em
Sword Art
out.
Online.
Sword Art Online?
I'ma say-
Ooh.
I feel
I would
it.
say that because it
What
had
about-
a really strong start, and I really
Yo,
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
12 episodes?
Those first like 6 to 12 episodes was hitting.
And they were
Yeah.
really good.
They were
Like
good,
with
man.
the Christmas shit with the note,
Yeah.
bro.
I really fucking enjoyed the start, and then it
That
just
was fire.
I don't know what.
Alicization isn't
happened.
bad either.
Then it just turned into Mississippi Online.
Hey, chill.
Relax.
This nigga
Yo.
tripping. I just
Jagan.
laughed at that. I just clicked. It took a second. It took a second, but it clicked.
Let me hear from
God
my man Jagan, bro. Jagan, what's the worst thing or that you ever seen or read, bro?
I got the same as Drizzt. I gotta say Berserk 2016, man. It's just I'm just glad that they skipped the Lost Children arc because I didn't want to see my favorite fight look like such a travesty, man. Like imagine Guts versus Rosine in that. I just don't even want to imagine
Oh,
it, man.
like how could you
I
fuck up
was
Guts
saying in my
versus
stream,
Rosine,
I
man?
genuinely think that's my favorite fight so far.
Oh yeah.
Bro, Lost
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah.
Lost Children. Bro, Lost Children's my favorite arc. Like, that shit slaps.
Yep, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, a lot of the time, whenever I think of like worst anime, I always think of things that kind of burnt me, and I feel like also another one that falls into that category is Boruto. Like watch whenever that came out, I was like, no, you took one of my favorite series and ruined it.
The filler count is just absurd.
The manga alright though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
The manga solid. The manga solid.
The manga, I read like 25 chapters. I liked it.
It is that mid that hit. It is that mid that hit.
Spoilers, bro. I don't know, man.
Sure.
Them spoilers looking crazy. I just seen them, bro. I don't even read the series. There's spoilers going crazy this month.
Spoiler for what? For Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, I didn't read
For
that.
Boruto.
For Boruto?
Forgot to read that.
Crazy.
I be looking at spoilers for stuff I don't read sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I'm just in group chats and they just be talking
Like,
about it.
sometimes, bro, I'm like, I ain't never reading this. So I just look.
Yeah, I'm never reading Boruto, bro. Like, never.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I read the
especially
first 7 chapters when it was coming out, and I was like, this art trash.
The first 2 pages were interesting, though. Like, the first 2 pages of Boruto are interesting, and then it just, like, throws you into some next shit. Yeah.
Have you all seen Code Geass?
Yes.
I have not. I want to watch it though. People.
Okay. I won't say the spoiler thing, but at one point I was saying that I'd seen Code Geass, and then this person sent me this message on Discord, and it was this long message about nothing that had to do with Code Geass, and they knew that I seen it or that I was watching it, and then at the very end of the or at the end of the message, they said, "Oh, and by the way, at this point in the story, this happens," and it was something pretty serious. And I was just devastated. I'm like, that's the biggest spoiler that I've ever had happen to me, and it was somebody trolling.
Bro, people are weird,
bro, it was on one.
I be in streams. I'll be on streams, bro. And people will just come in there, bro, and just talk about like what happened in the chapter, bro. Like One Piece I'm talking about.
So
like,
whack, man.
Like we was we were one time, bro, and Drizzt was here for this actually. And I think even Glam. We were in VC with Jay. Jay was streaming. He was just playing FIFA. He was playing FIFA.
Yeah, I was there.
He was playing FIFA on Twitch. And someone randomly pops in and says, yo, what did they say? Oh, Yamato. What did they say? Yamato's a girl?
Like hours before the chapter's about to come out. Hours.
I'm like,
he's like, damn, Messi's pretty cool, but did you guys know Yamato's a girl?
I'm like, yo, come on now, dog. In a Twitch
and then like
about FIFA.
And then my nigga, after we went off, he was like, "Man, I'm sorry, bro. If I would have known, nigga, what?
What do you mean?
Like,
wait. I didn't know, man. So I knew you guys.
What do you mean you would have known?
Did
What kind of dumbass excuse is that? Just say you fucked up. You know you fucked up. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yo,
Why
bro,
can't people admit that they took an L? It's crazy.
I thought y'all all knew, so I presented it as a statement. Like, come on, bro. Like, he came in there and presented it as a statement. Like, yo, Yamato's a girl. Not on like, hey, what do y'all think about Yamato being a girl? No, he came in there, no question, it was a statement, as if to tell us Yamato's a girl. Like, come on.
Yeah, and if you're gonna come out with something like that, it should be something that's like already like pretty well known or that's been out for a while. Like if you say, oh, Jesus dies in the Bible, it's not a surprise.
Bro, it was a Tuesday, bro.
Jesus Christ.
It was a Tuesday, bro. On a Tuesday, you got the spoilers going up.
Did you guys know that he rose on the 3rd day from the grave, bro? That's wild.
What? Don't spoil it, bro.
No
I haven't got to
spoilers.
that part in the manga.
Y'all ain't know Easter is on Sunday though.
Yeah. Yeah, man, but people that be spoiling, like, come on, bro, relax. And then like people,
Y'all are weirdos.
People that
I just need you to
spoil,
know.
people that spoil and then like try to act like it's not a big deal. For
like they didn't
us,
mean to.
For us
Yeah.
content creators, it's like, come on. There's even other content creators that spoil people and then act like it's not a big deal. Like, oh, well, my bad, bro. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, no, it is.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm just trying to talk about joy. I'm trying to vibe.
Bro, it's a big deal for a lot of people. A lot of people like thrive off of live reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah. And then also like I just tweeted this the other day. I hate when people are doing a video and then all of a sudden they say a huge spoiler and then after they say the spoiler they go, oh, spoiler warning, by the way. I'm like, no, you already said the spoiler.
No,
you can't just
edit it out.
retroactively.
Edit it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Edit it out, or like what I've done before is I've said a spoiler and then I will literally go back in the editing and I'll be like, hey, I'm just letting you know from this time to this time I am talking about a spoiler, so skip it this time if you want to get out of it.
Give like a little 10-second warning, like, hey, from 5 minutes to 6 minutes 38 seconds, I'm spoiling on this specific series, and then just keep it going, like, so they can skip past it, like,
yeah.
And
especially
then,
like I said, if it's something kind of new, because like honestly, if somebody were to be like, oh, did you know there's a thing called Super Saiyan in Dragon Ball Z? It's like, oh yeah, no shit, but like, don't spoil Moro to me, you know, don't do that kind of shit. I don't like all that.
Yeah, bro, just relax, chill. Like,
I
somebody
don't like him because he's a ram.
Man, somebody like, this is the very first time, this 985 was the very first time I've ever tried to be spoiler free until fan translation and wasn't spoiled, and it felt good, bro. When
985
when I was
whenever you read it.
when I was reacting to it, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it felt good. I was like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like,
bro, the most recent One Piece chapters have been crazy.
Bro, can y'all just imagine, bro? Like, at some time, if y'all ever get time, bro, go to my 985 reaction, bro, and just look for the like. I'll try to find a timestamp for y'all. But like, look how excited I was when I seen Enno's sword leg, bro. I lost. Like, when I tell y'all I lost my shit, like, literally had to like mute my mic for a second. I was hyped, bro. Like.
Nekomamushi's like, hey, check out this arm cannon.
Bro,
He's like,
talking,
strapped up, man.
They're interacting with each other. Hey, Neko, what's that on your arm, bro? Like, this, like on some goofy shit. And that's why I love Neko's character. He's always on some goofy shit. Every time you see him, he's smiling, whatever. Then like last chapter, he came in, Marco dropped him. He's a cat, and he doesn't even land on his feet. He's a cat, and he doesn't land on all fours. Like, that's hilarious. Stuff like that is hilarious to me. Like, and that's why I love goofy ass characters, bro. So when I seen that, anytime like them seeing, it's not even just them. I really enjoy when the Scabbards interact with each other. Like, I really enjoy it. Like when the Kinemon stuff was going on, where like everyone else knew that Kinemon's slow, but Denjiro hasn't been with him for so Denjiro hasn't been with him for so long. Like, Denjiro hasn't been with him for so long, so he doesn't understand that all of this was luck. And like, he's like, you're such an amazing strategist and all this stuff.
Hey,
and
snap! It's the night of the Glurk tonight. I just realized.
The night of the
All right,
Glurk.
guys. Time to kick Fiji from the call. It's been fun.
The night
It's
of
gonna
the
be a three-part
Glurk.
episode, 'cause you won't see that till the third part.
Me up.
Yeah, the Glurk is probably next week, but I'm looking forward to see the start of the battle.
Yo.
Man, that's definitely getting reacted.
Killer and Zoro happens today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm reacting to that. I'm reacting to that on Twitch. Fact though. But what was I saying? Yeah, but like, I love seeing them interact, bro. I love the Scabbards interacting. I wish they would do it more often. To be
honestly,
honest.
that's one thing Piece does pretty well whenever they do it, is whenever they like just show the little interactions like that. I really like. That's one of the reasons though that I want to just see like maybe like a small portion where it's just all of the Straw Hats, including all the new people. Hopefully Yamato. Like just on the ship, just sail.
That post Wano little celebration gonna hit, bro.
Yeah, because like after all of this, especially Wano's been so action packed that I kind of need
and
that.
That Jinbei info dump gonna be incoming.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we get some of that, like maybe when they looking for that last poneglyph, maybe. But I just hold on.
Let me ask you guys something really quick. Do you guys think that Yamato's gonna join the crew, or what do you think's happening with that?
Absolutely not,
bro.
I'm
gonna say this, right? I don't think it's a definite. But after this chapter, you cannot deny that. You cannot deny after this chapter that the probability increased.
Yeah, because I'm talking about this chapter specifically. But then again, Oda always does this thing where they're like, "Yeah, I'm for sure gonna join your crew," and then it's like, actually, I gotta stay on Wano and make sure that everything goes smoothly.
Well, I mean, I genuinely think it's impossible.
Same.
I don't think there's any chance whatsoever that it happens.
Yeah.
What's
Why is
impossible?
that?
Yamato joining the crew.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Is there like any particular
Why though,
reason for
Drizzt?
that?
I can go into an explanation if you want one.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Get that, baby.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, number one, I think people are misconstruing what they perceive as what the will of Odin is when they say that Yamato's inheriting it, and that's the reason why they joined the Straw Hats. If you are making the argument that Yamato is the inheritor of Odin's will, then that's an argument against Yamato joining the Straw Hats. Because Odin's will, whenever he died, was to open the borders of Wano. That is a Wano-centric plotline and has nothing to do with going to the outside world.
But then again, I feel like Odin's journey to the outside world could be mimicked by Yamato, and I feel like that could be like what we're seeing there is like
Number
Yamato.
I think he's gonna answer that.
Feeding right into that.
Okay.
Number two, the fact that Odin's journal exists invalidates the necessity for Yamato joining the crew. Because if the Straw Hats needed the info within Odin's book to do what they needed to do, and Yamato was supposed to deliver that, the journal would not exist. The fact that the journal exists, unless it gets destroyed, invalidates the reason for Yamato needing to tell the Straw Hats the information outside, moving forward into the plot. All they need to do is to know it's inside the journal and not anything that Yamato necessarily knows that is specific to Yamato.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this, Drizzt. just a follow-up question to that. How do you feel like this plays out? Because like she clearly wants to travel with them. Like, what do you think happens that makes her change her mind?
Number 3.
Hello.
Number 3. The recent chapter set up a plot point somewhat implicating that Yamato might end up being the Shogun of Wano after everything is said and done. So
DV situation.
Depends where that goes. Yeah, it depends where that goes and how it is going to handle that. But these next 2 points are actually the most important points as far as I'm concerned. So as an author, when you are creating characters that are supposed to be a part of your cast, character design is very important to determining who is going to be a main character.
There you go.
Everyone is supposed to be designed to be distinct from one another, or at least that's like the idea, generally speaking. Yamato already fails this requirement because she looks exactly like Nami, except is tall and has horns that are probably fake. The fact that Oda didn't try to separate Yamato from this cookie cutter design tells me that it's unlikely that she will join the crew. And the final point that I'd make is that Oda is already 85% done with the story. I don't think Oda is going to introduce a new female character that has any possibility of taking away from Nami or Robin in terms of looks on the crew if they were to join. Oda already goes out of his way to sidetrack Robin so that Robin doesn't take any spotlight away from his main girl, Nami. Introducing Yamato into this equation is something I legit feel Oda wouldn't do, because then he'd have to even work with the characters then. He's not going to, at the end of the series, introduce a character that might undermine the ones that he already put there.
I'll piggyback off this as well with one final thing. I think that Yamato is too strong to join the crew as well. I don't think, because potentially how strong she is, he's not going to be willing to disrupt the power structure of the monster trio or potentially the mid trio even more than he already has.
I ain't gonna lie.
I honestly feel like that's why he kept Jinbei out of the crew in the first place, because
I ain't gonna
he was
lie.
probably
I ain't
stronger
gonna
than
lie
Zoro
though,
and
Glam.
Hashirama.
I disagree with the power thing, because I feel like they're going against powerful enough enemies like going forward that it wouldn't matter that much.
Well,
so many people have
that depends
complaints
on
about
how
the
strong
women
you think
being
the
weak.
Blackbeard pirates are going to be, because I don't think all of them
they're
need
gonna
to
be
be
serious, bro.
Well, yeah, I'm saying an Emperor's crew, but when people tell me every single Titanic captain is going to be commander level, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree too.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's insane.
Because I don't think Van Augur is going to be commander level. I don't think Katarina Devon is going to be commander level.
Van Augur is one that I think would.
Hold on, Van Augur might be, bro. Hold on.
I don't think he is.
Van Augur, I don't know.
If he's an Usopp fight, he definitely isn't.
I mean, this is the thing, right?
Usopp
But
will be that nigga
it's
too.
supposed to be.
Usopp could defeat him without having to be as overall strong as him, if that makes sense, because there's a battle between snipers. So it's, I don't know.
Usopp
It's
might
weird.
not even beat that man.
Man, they gonna run out of ammo and then they gonna start slugging.
They are not
All
going to
I'm
start
saying
slugging.
is
I can guarantee it.
homeboy might kill Yasop, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't
If
have
he
to be
kill-
commander level to do that.
I don't know though. That depends on how strong Yasop is though.
Y'all stop that nigga.
Because I don't
Yasop,
know.
that nigga. You
I'm
see
just
what he
saying
do to
that
Daddy
don't
the father,
expect.
bro?
I'm saying my main thing is here
That's
that
a lot.
I don't expect all the Straw Hats to be commander level by the end of the series. So I don't
I'm
expect
expecting-
Yeah,
all.
of course.
Yeah,
not.
it almost
expecting-
can't be.
I just don't
Because
think
the only ones that
I don't
should
think
be are
Ya-
the monster trio.
I just don't think Yamato is strong enough to influence the crew that much.
I think she potentially.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't see her being no fucking crazy. Like, how strong do you think she is, Glenn?
But he took.
I think at
he
bare
took Homegirl
minimum
down
she's
pretty
as
easy.
strong. I think as bare minimum she is as strong as a Flying Six. Bare minimum.
Okay, if she's as strong as a Flying Six, you think that's going to influence the crew that much?
Bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, that this nigga thinks Zoro and Sanji.
If she's not even that feat. If she stays with the crew, she's gonna get stronger. So that means that she'll be
Not really,
Not
bro, 'cause
necessarily.
And he also said
joined-
that's the bare minimum.
Frankie, everybody thought Frankie would be stronger than like.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she's going to grow if she stays on the crew.
She might just stay like.
Maybe, but,
I don't know about that, bro.
that kind of
I don't
depends
know
on
about
how
that.
much Oda puts her into the story if she did.
Also,
Well, then that
but
goes
you
into,
gotta
like-
think, though, it's Kaido's
Which I
daughter.
think
Like,
kind of ties back into what Drizzt was saying about her not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
probably-
saying. It's like she's not going to take up more spotlight than the characters we already have. And the only reason Jinbei is because he was a pre-time skip character that had deep connections to Luffy already.
Yo,
So-
everybody in the comments, bro, I know y'all are mad right now, Drizzt. Yo, chill on my man, Drizzt. I already know y'all mad. All y'all Yamato for Straw Hats is mad right now. Relax, all right?
I will
Just
say, like,
saying.
one of the biggest things that's pretty superficial compared to what you guys are going into, but one of the biggest things that makes me think that she wouldn't be on the Straw Hats is because every time Oda builds somebody, like, I just can't imagine being built up like that and then him actually going through with it, because there's just something about like how on the nose it is whenever she's basically just being like, hey, I want to be one of the Straw Hats, like I'm gonna be sailing with your crew. something about that makes me feel like, oh well, it's definitely not happening then.
I would also say that if she is
That's it.
Kaido's daughter, since she is Kaido's daughter, there's a chance she may have Conqueror's Haki, and I don't think Oda's gonna have potentially 3 people on the crew that
Yeah.
have Conqueror's Haki.
I don't see the issue with that at all. I don't, because like the Roger Pirates have like 4 or 5.
True,
Roger
true.
signed the Straw Hats,
That's-
though. That's my
Yeah,
point.
but I feel like
that
they're
doesn't
being
matter though. The Straw
parallel.
Hats are supposed to like surpass them in a sense. That's
Mhm.
kind of like the whole thing.
Bro,
The
at this
amount of
point,
conquerors
bro,
are
laws are
like,
showing
at
it,
this
man.
point, bro, I don't care about Conqueror's Haki yet, bro. Until they delve
Yeah.
into it more and like show us what it is and why it's special, bro, I really don't
Yeah.
care that much.
Yeah,
Like,
True,
the
because I
whole-
feel like a lot of the Conqueror's Haki clashes are like, oh, I have Conqueror's Haki. Oh, so do I. Well, we just cancel each other out then. You know, like
That
there's
goes
not a lot
into,
of
like that
situations.
advanced armament thing, if that's or
Yeah.
not advanced armament, advanced conquerors thing, if that's a thing and like what that
Yeah.
is, like who fucking knows? I don't even want to talk about that, but like, but yeah, that's I don't know, bro. I'm kind of in agreement with Drizzt, like, and with Tyler in a way. It's really first off, it's really on the nose, so it's like, is he really gonna?
Yeah.
And then like
I think-
also Drizzt, I think the main point that Drizzt made that I agree with wholeheartedly is her joining the
How she
crew
looks.
and where she fits in. No, I think where
Well,
she fits in and how much shine she can take away from the other
Well, yeah.
women characters. I
Yeah.
think that's the main point that like
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Well,
Precisely.
the reason why
That's the only reason I think Carrot has a chance, because she doesn't look like a human.
Grip it.
That's it.
yeah, Kara
That's
like
like
a whole
I
different
kind of
race.
feel that point, but at the same time, that point can be used for like any new Straw Hats. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, males have unique character designs, so I don't think it
yeah,
does.
no,
I think-
character
I think
design
for-
one is
I think it's
We're
for
I
talking
agree
specifically
with
about
completely.
women here.
Yeah,
No,
for
character
women,
design
it's
one
like
I'm
not-
You're
talking
also
about
never
completely.
going to see a straw hat that's gonna, and this you can also always use this as well. You're not going to see like this is why Law is never going to join the crew. Even
Yep.
though people like want, aside the fact that he's a captain, he's doing blah 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 blah. But Law is a very well designed character. If you put him in, it's going to distract away from Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy. Oda would
Yeah.
also not do that.
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
a really strong point.
Yeah,
Gotta
no,
be-
yeah.
Never,
it's
Jinbei
got-
is a giant fish monster.
Yeah.
He's not distracted from
I
nobody.
think it
Yeah.
all. I
'Cause
think it
he's
all
too
ties
unique.
in together, Fiji. I think like what you're saying about the character design and what Drizzt is saying about her taking shine away from the other women is kind of
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
in
yeah.
hand. Like,
Yeah, no. The character design is like the best point he gave. I think that's like
Yeah,
that's why
that's the important thing. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know where the future of the story is going to go, so I'm not relying on that for like my main
Mhm.
reason. I'm looking at like how, from an author's perspective, whenever you include these characters in your main cast, what do you normally do with them? And so that's why I think
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
strongest point.
Yamato for Grand Fleet.
yeah, that could
I
happen.
mean, that's gonna happen
Sure.
regardless at
Yeah.
the final war.
Yeah,
'cause,
she's
like,
probably
he's
gonna get some. We
call on
talked about
everybody
this. We
anyway.
talked about this before. Me, Drizzt, and a few other people. Like Yamato probably is gonna make some cameos in like the end war for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Sure,
saying
for
it's like
sure.
saying like Marco's gonna be part of the Grand Fleet, which is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's most likely gonna happen if he's alive.
It'd be cool if she was part of the Straw Hats, but actually, now that I've talked to you guys, I think that you've kind of swayed me the opposite direction that I was before. It kind of seems like it's not something
The
that
Drizzt
if, if people want more straw
That's
hats,
why I
you gotta
love
put-
having
you gotta-
conversations with the homies.
If
baby.
people want more straw hats, you gotta
Open-mindedness is
hedge your
key,
bets
bro.
on Carrot, Momonosuke, and Tama. That's who you gotta think about.
Yeah,
Those
I,
three.
I'm Team Momo. out of
I'm Team
those
Tama.
three.
Sure, Team Momo, baby. Is my
I'm
guy.
Team Momo out of those three.
That's my
Tama,
cousin.
I'm
Tama
Team
number two.
Tama, personally.
Yeah, Tama number 2. Carrot, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to.
I don't want carrot there, bro. I don't even like
Momo,
carrots.
baby.
I hate
Yeah,
carrots.
that's my little cousin.
Never
Momo.
ate carrots when I grew up.
That's my nephew.
I'm very disappointed with how Oda treated Carrot, bro. She could
I'm
have
a
been
green
so good.
bean boy. Like green beans. I don't like carrots.
Carrot is also a special.
Green beans do hit.
They hit,
I
baby.
think she'll probably end up just like joining, but she was going to be. I don't want to spoil anything, but like she's going to be just like a background character that
Yeah.
Oda includes for gags for the most part, and then whenever she's supposed to be useful, she'll be useful.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, it's
going to
'cause
be
I
a
feel like-
character that Oda can like neglect, and people aren't going to have an issue with.
I feel like
True.
that she's just there to fill up like the roster in terms of like the fighters that they need for
Yo.
like
And
when
maybe-
they
and maybe
face
diversify
Marco.
Like
up a
even
little
though
bit.
like Carrot has had about, I forget the exact number, but it's something like 20 panels so far in the entirety of one. It's
Wow,
like
really?
6 chapters, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
she's
It's
fairly
minuscule.
minuscule.
I just realized.
In the recent
something.
chapter, she is running around with the Straw Hats group. She's not like with them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just remember
So,
something, yo. Oh, go ahead,
no.
Drizzt. Go ahead, Drizzt. But nah, I just remember like, I don't know how I feel right now, yo, because I was like, usually me and when Drizzt, when we on VC and all that, or we on streams, you know, Snickers makes an appearance at some point, and she ain't make no appearance this whole time.
She's not in my room, man.
I'm really, I just want you to understand like how distraught I am about
I
that.
kicked her out, baby.
Why,
Oh.
baby?
Sick.
I didn't know we had 2 versions of Trent in this call,
I'm
bro. That's
s-
crazy.
I'm sad right now. Y'all know how I feel about cats, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. No, I'm interested in like what happens here, man. How do y'all? I want to close it out with this. Let's close it out with this because we're coming on 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna try to end it at some around that time. But let's close out with this. How do y'all feel? Going back to the newest chapter. How do y'all feel about the whole Orochi stuff? Like, do you think who is team he's dead? Whose team he's alive? And like, what do y'all? How
If your team he's dead, well, I don't know what to say for that.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody who's more alive in my life than him.
Yeah, I'm like 80% sure he's dead.
Aofiji, come on, bro.
This is my main thing, right? If he's alive, what the fuck is he gonna do?
Well, what does it add to the story? I guess true.
If he's alive, he is powerless now. He has no Kaido behind him. Is he literally just gonna live to be killed by like Hiyori, or for the people who are about this Zoro Orochi stuff? Is he gonna live to be killed?
Because like I don't know what the point of even having this whole event happen in the first place. Because I feel like you put yourself into a box of where both options aren't really that good.
But the thing
whether
is,
he's alive or dead.
With
Too
him
many
dying,
people
though,
need to get revenge, though.
Yo, keep out of your when you're answering this question. Keep out of your mind if it's gonna be good or not, because I like. Let's answer the question as if I just want y'all. I just want to know what y'all
I don't
think
he's
will
dead,
happen.
bro. I feel like Oda's whole thing was Orochi lived the life of treachery. He died through treachery. It was like I think Oda just wanted this, out of nowhere, flip the page, boom, he's dead, sudden impactful death. And I feel like it was a dope moment, but if that is the end of him, it's gonna be.
Let me ask you this question straight up. Yo, be straight up with me, all right?
Yeah.
How much does your take on this involve Zoro?
Oh, for the love of God.
Oh Lord. Literally zero, because even if he's alive, he's a non-factor in this war completely.
I just had to make sure, bro. I just had to make sure, bro. You wasn't on no Zoro agenda type.
Bro. Yeah, I feel
You know what I'm saying? I had to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because like I just make sure. You know, shout out GKKC. You know what I'm saying? Shout out y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just had to see what was going on. You know, I didn't want you to be like.
Shout out.
I didn't want you. Hey, they the homies, bro. Whoa. Relax. But nah, I just want to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking about it, right? Yo, hear me out, right? This is something that maybe.
God.
Listen. This is something maybe ZKKC could run with, and it's gonna be in my review that I'm dropping tomorrow too. I talked about it for a second, right?
Good Lord.
Imagine this, right? This is like, keep in mind before I say this. This is wild. This is real wild. 100% not gonna happen, but think about it, right? Imagine Zoro finds out that Kaido kills Orochi, right? And Zoro's like, yo, he wanted revenge against Orochi, and he's like, yo, this man stole my kill, bro. And now that's his motive. Like, all right, when I gotta kill Kaido because you took my kill,
Bro.
Come on now.
That would be so ass, bro.
But honestly, it would. I think it'd be ass, but at the same time, man, that'd shut everybody up. Whoever says anything about Zoro.
That sounds like something Zoro might, you know what I'm saying, could possibly say.
That's
like,
the only way to get Zoro to Kaido.
Like,
I disagree vehemently, but
I
hate talking Zoro. I don't want to talk about Zoro.
Let's talk about Zoro.
No, we don't have to talk about Zoro, but like I was just thinking that, like, yo, what if Zoro's like, yo, who? He finds out like who killed. What happened?
Who do you think you are, Kaido?
Who killed Orochi? Who killed?
You think you're one of the emperors of the sea or something,
bro? Who killed Orochi? He killed
What
Orochi.
right do you have to kill Orochi?
I want smoke. You know what I'm saying? Now Zoro like, okay, now I want smoke with this nigga, bro, because he took my kill. Like, so like, what you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm just thinking. Like, I don't think
that'd
that's
be
gonna
wild,
happen.
man.
That would be funny though. That would be hilarious. Also, but I'm sorry, that was just funny. But yeah. So my thing is, right, this is my thing, and Fiji disagrees with this because Fiji feels like it's not that important. I am on the other side because I think it is important. Is the whole thing with Zoro for one and Hiyori and Momo. Like, if he dies, it kind of it takes away from that plot point that has been brought up multiple times, and it's kind of like takes away from like Momo and Hiyori, in my opinion, because it's like, okay, if he's just dead, it's like, okay, so what do y'all get to do now? Like, what are you?
We wasted our time with you for nothing if he's dead.
Well, that's the same thing with like Denjiro or Kushiro or whatever his name was.
All the scabbards.
Yeah,
like, and the scabbards too.
Like, bro, to be honest, like if he's dead, the entire Wano-centric plotline of this arc has been a waste of time. I'm not not even exaggerating, because the main antagonist of that entire plot point is now gone.
And it was surely.
And like, look, I want to say this, right? I don't want to dwell like heavily on it, but I do care about it. I'm not gonna act like I don't care, because I do care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be the end all be all for me. Like, man, I ain't reading no more Wano. Like, that's not. That's
This
not.
is my thing, right? How do you logically bring him back to life, or how was he logically alive after that?
Bro, I don't
Regrow
know,
his head
bro.
because he's
That's
a
why I
big
said
head snake.
regardless of what happens.
The devil fruit
How
that
does he
hasn't been
regrow his
explained.
head?
The devil
but this
fruit
is
that
the
hasn't
thing,
been
it's-
explained.
His devil fruit, it wasn't active, and
But-
his head was
Right.
leaking with blood, and he's
But
not a
Fi-
Hydra, by the way.
Well, I mean,
he's Yamada
Did
no
we get
Orochi,
it?
different.
Did we get a description of what his devil fruit?
Nah,
does?
we don't
We
know
did
what his
not.
devil
No,
fruit
we
does.
don't,
This
we
could
don't,
be
we
the.
don't.
This
It's
could
possible.
be.
It's
This.
possible.
Yeah.
That's
This
why I got
could.
that 20.
This
And
could be the
that's-
moment.
that's what
This
I'm
could
saying.
be how they explain his devil fruit.
But I Fiji, I know where you're going with that because I had the same thought too. It's like, well, Kaido doesn't know what the power of this dude he's been working with for 20
It
years
just makes
is.
Kaido look
Exactly,
even more
exactly.
incompetent. It just makes Kaido.
Like, he
look
wouldn't-
even
he wouldn't
more-
have-
Bro, but we talked about this yesterday. What if this like ability? What if Orochi don't even know this ability? What if it's something that only activates when he dies? He's never been
That's
dead
the
before.
only way that I could accept that.
That would be
Like, he has
so
8
Deus
lives.
Ex Machina, though. That's
Bro, but
Shout out
wait,
to
wait.
Hunter x Hunter.
P.I.G.
Eight lives means that every single one of them could get their revenge on him. If he can die 8 times, like by getting his head cut off.
Will not be 7.
Whatever. Yeah, 7. No, well,
I
8
would
times
not-
total. I mean.
Shut up, Glam.
No, that's-
Yeah, go ahead, stop.
Lamb always bringing technicalities in. Shut up. God. Who
You let
asked
us
to bring
come
him
up-
on? Who asked to bring him on here? Oh, it's me. Never mind.
Listen, man. Yeah, yo, that's all.
Damn.
Man, you ain't gotta call me a bitch. That was crazy.
Hey, y'all ever had Tombstone pieces?
Yeah, that shit slap, bro.
Them
Yes, sir.
motherfuckers hits.
Bro, y'all ever had the Sam's
Hey, when
Club
the first
joints
time-
though?
Yo, Sam Club's pizza
The
is
Sam's Club
Bruh,
joint?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
come on,
Yes.
baby.
warm.
Pizza
Ooh.
podcast?
I
Nah,
could get one of those
That's how I
tonight.
started off this podcast, actually.
yo,
Smash
but
my pizza.
but I feel what you're saying, Fiji. I also agree it does put some incompetence on Kaido. The only thing I really would like to, if it's like an explanation of his devil fruit, I feel like they could execute that okay. Not good,
that's
not good, but okay enough to where I'm like, all right, cool.
that's the biggest reason why I do have that good amount of doubt is because Oda chose to decapitate the only character who could potentially
Yeah.
survive decapitation. So that's why there's that level of doubt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like
Facts.